Yn la mae gyda yen Bezons yn SWPL. Ha Shingen Jewith BBC Alpha call of the Celtic agus Hibernian. Ha Fisag Celtic 3 pwynt yn y Jew agus bi asan y tokal cwchfa y friaf lig ag jedig yn Ysgr. Merach sa big ta agus sin yn nŵr sy'n tos corm ga Rangers y lig y fwynach. Dw am y crocwg iddyn na gaw yn nŵter a haid horsio coring y sio eith BBC Alpha. Wel, colwch ddys yn awm sio yn nyddi ha Celtic y cdiach na chwg yn nymrch achgysyn yn sio ag parc Celtic. Bad bec an bynnag yn eid falaf cyn y tichtel yn teisyn sy'n chais mas yn nŵn y gaif yn tichtel y hwgal ymblian. Hawl yn y cwmyn yn nawl, wel ha Rangers a ffef as yn y cleiche, Partick Thistle.
Broadwood agus apert game ha roin sio. Rangers gyda dol yna i Partick Thistle agus high-tech Rangers gyda'r corym gyma big beat ach achga i dy lig y fwynach gael. Achga Jacob Sabi ha cwysyn i'r sir teithach i'r la mi geide ges eis yn lig yn band an yn alapa.
Joshi maha ag parc Celtic. Calamach gawlau hawl an y cwmyn yn alta cwmol sŵl gyng ysyn either Rangers agus Partick Thistle. Ach la nada acing eith Celtic agus Hibernian. Celtic ag bar na lig y draste cainig smasyn a hwyl sians na lawn ach gyhyn. Agus wel tolis tira them hyfyd draste y Jew ha Amy McDonald them hyfyd draste. Amy, thank you once again for joining us here on BBC Alpha. Here we go, it's gone to the last day once again, the league title race. It's only between two sides this season, Celtic and Rangers, but it's in Celtic's hands. They're here at Celtic Park here today playing against Hibernian. Can they do it? Can they achieve their first ever league title?
I think if they focus on this game and not the occasion, you can tell even the atmosphere outside the stadium, coming into the stadium, it could overcome some players, but they need to focus on this and get an early goal and hopefully they'll be really comfortable.
Let's see what happens, Amy, absolutely. Well, fishing sul aikerach is na gemican eila haid vi Dawson SWPL ydyw agus neach fod haid siing fo Hamilton a asan y dol sias gan SWPL aga son na ha hazen. Dundee United la asan salvage son siach gang eila get the chailat and they topen na ma the Jew be asans na playoffs siach gang jerstung agus Spartans y bwynig animach and they operang sa game eila agus mar hishing and then Celtic agus Rangers Cuyunan a hoof poingen ag bar na league. Amy, as we see there, Celtic and Rangers level on points at the top of the table. Rangers ready and waiting for any slip up here from Celtic, aren't they?
Yeah, and they've got Bochum, who's obviously one of the top goal scorers for the league, so you know there is a threat. And Hibernian have had a good run of form. They've obviously beat Hearts. They've gave Rangers a really close game during the week, and they might be able to do the same. But they need to rely on a slip up here. I can't see Rangers scoring 17 goals against a really
quite extraordinary.
Yeah, a really strong defensive Partick Thistle side. The only thing is Petershill suits Partick Thistle better than Broadwood will.
Yes, indeed. Well, Amy, thank you for now. Well, the draft this game show. Ashing it all a chleingen voting a manager and who they're nyakadish Alico Henley, faculty the Grand Scott Akadoshok Shogiv Elena Sadiku.
Elena, it's been quite 5 months for you since you came into this job. 90 minutes away from history. Is this what you dreamed about when you took the job 5 months ago?
It was not something that I always want to win games, but that's not been really my focus. But winning games makes you closer to winning a title, and that's the same focus today. The aim is just doing what we can do and win the game.
The team were seconds away from winning it last season, albeit it was out of their control, but it's different today. It's in your own hands. It's quite simple. Just go out and win.
Yeah, it sounds simple, but obviously, I feel how the group and the players have been dealing with the pressure, if you say like that, it's been great. Just look at the former game we had against Hearts. First half was one of the best half I've seen us play. So that's something that I really hope that we can do today as well. Put a great performance in that's going to give us 3 points.
How much will the hurt from last season, and also the fact that we're expecting a big crowd here today, how much will that push the players on, knowing that they can make history by winning it for the first time, but also the men's team have won it? It would be the first time the men's and the women's team would have won the league.
I think it's the wrong person if you say something about last season because I was not here, but I know that the players are very, very excited, and I know that they're going to give everything they got today, and that's something that I can't wait to see.
Last game of the season, Grant. You're here to essentially spoil a party, but you'll be playing for professional pride as well.
Yeah, look, it's less for us. We just need to focus on ourselves. You know, I understand the position we're in, but you're right. It's professional pride, it's sporting integrity. Ultimately, you know, other people in the league wouldn't want to see us do anything else other than try and win the match today. So, look, that's what we're here to do. We're here to play. We're here to perform, and we'll do our best to do so.
The scoreline against Rangers in midweek suggested a closer game, but you weren't entirely happy with it, so you'll be looking for improvements here today.
Yeah, I think we must improve today. It's definitely not a fair reflection of the match on Wednesday night. So yeah, look, we'll need to do better. There's no secret in that. And again, a very, very tough opponent to do it against. But you know, we have to improve.
It's an end of an era also today with the last game for Joelle. What a leader, what an example, what an ambassador she's been for Hibs and for the Scottish women's game.
Yes, all of the above. I think her contribution from, you know, when the game was in its infancy to what it is now, it's required players like Joelle and many others to be these trailblazers for what the game is now. You know, I've got the utmost respect for Jo, as has been well documented, and I'm really looking forward to the next stage of her career. But you know, she hope she enjoys her day today as well.
Siedge Mahana manager an Ike game shot etter Celtic agus Hibernian. Grand Scott to Hoolishing Voya and then agus Ronishin Hoolishing Vo Elena Sadiku. Well, maar Hundishing I toshig program ha Kalamach Kaulai aking how on a common and out agus for Hune together ha isn't is we bring the manager Rangers Joe Potter.
Joe, last league game of the season, what's the mindset like amongst yourselves and the players, given that you could still win the league today? I
think that's the thing. We do still know it's a possibility, so we've got to make sure that we're doing our job right. We've got to make sure that we get 3 points on the board today, and the more convincing we do that, the better for us and our heart rate's on the side of the pitch.
Will you be keeping across the Celtic score today?
I won't personally. You know, I've said this all the time. You can't keep it from the players half the time because, you know, they've got the phones, you hear people in the stands. Last time when it was a draw against City, somebody shouted it from the stands up there, so you know what's happening. It's hard to keep it from anybody, so I'm sure we'll get told what's happening along the road down there, but I won't personally be keeping an eye on it.
Siedge Maha manager Rangers Joe Potter a bring the Calamach Gaulai Howl Ike Broad will show. Ha Celtic a Govy Dol and the Hibernian a shot I say well giving Biach Gavarach vo Anjali Haju Amy McDonald. Amy, it's a lovely day here in Glasgow. There's plenty in the crowd as well here at Celtic Park. How might the Celtic Park affect things here today? Do you think it will suit Celtic more?
I think there's some players that have experienced it before, but for the new players I think that it could be something that puts them under more pressure because it's a unique atmosphere. Especially such a huge crowd, it's something that's not common within the women's game. So for that, it could put them under real pressure. A
huge afternoon ahead. Amy, thank you very much. You can make your long way up the commentary now. Agus well, Shin Carabilsing a dollar drasta. Remember, we do have a red button commentary, which is an option today, and you will be greeted on the red button with Stuart Mitchell and Suzanne Lappin. Achun Shaw, BBC Alpa, Bishinga Call of the Amy, Achadosha Klingishing, Bornia Kadish, Alaco Henley.
Mor an tanga bhí ceall fáilte daf go Parc Celtic far bhéile dá bhainige mar a chunaisih ile bhí cud fáilte de chéile lá bhí a gríanach an isteúi mating bhúcach gúnte ach a gríanad a hine machtiach an námas an a géimse a bí a grían a Jersig Celtic ag tiad a gníoscad gotá sinna chéis agus luchtaich agus sin Michael seach míle yw brein na pad go dú seo a skipa asan idach a mach Elena Sadiku dal de sinú skipa a háisi canúi hart sa mí an a seach gan sinna cíalach ag Nat Ross agus Amy Gallagher a cha tra agus at a de gorstach asan fit is an táiseach a ríist agus Natasha Flint agus Amy Gallagher gosóirite dóchas fáinne líd na tú like an uai. Agus a nu dúan is an Grand Scott a nu skipa agus fucht Rangers in ní bha la Katie Frein sóiriche it an na push to neigus an chumi a score she is ach beat a kaintas an Jory and Bochum gosóiriche agus Joel Murray a clique a game agéide gaisci se dú. Joel Murray mar a mi gra agus Fiket blian a eisiau ddyn a clicit a cybs haid a chwilyd dŵys yn olap y fyny caid clicit a galap haid a fi ag na Euros a cwcban a grynia ach sio y gêm a gedig a cydw chorus coach hiad gêm as on Hibs. Skip ag Celtic a dol. Gan a jalaf achgus yn sbiad a dochas gyda sy'n a jalaf Jenne skippe Hocus the league, Femi at Bunnik is show due. I guess Malikas at as pings the beat, Gutig Rangers Prague alle de shin. I guess a jichtelish whoop, but drama Kuliora can you lama giddig and a taste and Nuri. Mach allowen Celtic Alashin, Ross Biddle, Rachel the Hakinju, Alistair Taylor is Will Pear in the line against Gary Hanvidge, ahead of Offikach. Matulach a Karoa to the Vinnick and Nuri, St. Chicken McGiddy, who are Lauren Davidson, the Turl of Ashin, a Guy Brooks. Some Glasgow City, agus Peter gonna Charak Fiona and Yikadud, Chundag agus Chilligadashko Ibrox, agus Kuchpa Horchgeisen, Han Alawan Hain Kata Duke Kelly Clark as Joy in a Plangiak, Marchlichita, ag Celtic, Hain is Chloe Craig, Nikita and Zelliche, Dollas Digan a Kerkel, agus Maramikra, Sluk and Mafalang, the Brain of Patka, Maramikra Chimichel. Shach Mila, the Sharwata Sulach, agus Femi Hibbs, Shesu Suis, the Shin. Ollie Chiraka, William McDonald, called them. Amy, having got your breath back, I think, having climbed those stairs, but you touched on the players and what's at stake and how they approach it, playing the occasion, but also it's a big pitch as well. The fans are here. The sun has just come out. It's going to be difficult for these players today, and Celtic will be hoping that maybe the crowd can carry them forward.
Yeah, I definitely think the crowd have got a huge part to play today, but the pitch and the space will probably potentially suit Bochum a little to be able to give her space to be able to run into, but it's obviously in the hands of Celtic now.
And allowing here nach Churi and Bochum, maar Amy Kra, Kokerich Tull, agus Fear, Gunartach, agus Shester me and the Panthers on game of his Kutal. Yes, Kelsey Doherty, that shit and the push heen. Yes, Rachel that Jishal is on game of his Kutal, Bochum, Rash, via the Panthers go Naomi Powell. Yes, Savinich, Natalie Ross to find the Val me in the park as the PA, Natasha Flint. Tash Flint, they'll go other box if you can the room again again. I guess Blishia shot, go Sean, Shen Mengyu. Barclay, Rash go Shen. You can the room again with other box, the Balka Hokala Sheikh, Sheikh at Joel Murray. Lawson in the cool look, I guess Eddie Norson. Guy in the statue of Falla, Caitlin Hayes, I guess Chloe Craig, a goedje gedasje stukko, Flint. Ashworth, Clifford, and Ashko Ross. Mongu. I guess Celtic krijgt geleerd in de paard. Goper gedacht van een skipper dat Kelly Clark. Caitlin Hayes. Hier Barclay. Dat Franger. Tegan Bowie. Je vaak Celtic in de rie. Ulosko Hibbs. Damer Zagai. Dashko Katie Freen. Notley. Arus ik heb more in mijn jongen. Ga je de gronke Dashko Powell. Lawson. Fall up. Is dat haar room ik Mongu me in de pathke Hayes le Paul Shechat Natalie Rossa Plishtige show how Ganela put into Kirsty Morrison Sue again it important from a Hibs point of view, Amy, not to concede early, just to settle into the game.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is when they do win the ball back, they need to keep possession. So you can see that Morrison and Bochum are obviously going to be key for them today because they don't want to keep turning over play all the time.
Celtic hier is de motion if you can this duel traag with the assen aan de zoon. Ja, serieus Bowie gestarted. Mongu. Lena Sadiku on the Jew in the game. I guess Grant Scott Kuchuk some game crew je hoort schrijf. Jonathan nach bij schichteltje de gehinig Shechat. Ja, die de kudem zo is going to skip a kill up for the planificat. Powell keer de close te Duval. I guess Shindro at the Hoshach Lauren Doran Bar of a Fiachin fine Machadushan. Kelly Clark. Celtic het klukjes op ik en herken en als dat Koik en Rickert het Hearts. Flint, Chin Gudder to the Ishach. Was they go Murphy Agnew? Can we ask them a this ball dash whippet? Ashworth Clifford, Eddie Valkata. Shim Dagestay, Jenema. Has they all? I guess you listen when you cross. No, Pavashini, Darakach, and when you get a ball, Karaneta, Loon of Val. Mongu, Fiakan the Shinin Piach Malatol, Natalie Rossa, Suik, or Jafala Whippet. When you Savinach, a Barkley, Idash. Fiakan the Macaroni, you could get in your mat, bow line your dirt. Hayes. Sua's got Agnew. Tegan Bowie, Fiakan this smach kind of the Val the Dashach. Marawat Hoshach Powell. Joel Murray. Game McGiddy Echke. Agus Bolcom. Line Shachurutican large of the Shin Van Hool. Chloe Craig. Achai Jenema. Fine fella of a G. Shachia and Nicky Paulos. Amy Gallagher initially caught him. District Tash Flint Gairi Tra. Agus the ball Kerstoch Kachlich. Agus Joel Murray at Ash on the mount. His son Skiploch. Kom Chintoin, ach zorge baste was Shin Vuit behind us the Barkley. Agnew, in the Arkel, ach Ricky had that Tash Flint. Ashworth Clifford on the left. Amy looking lively earlier on. That was a good run from her earlier.
Yeah, I kind of wondered if she actually should have just hit the shot. It was so crowded in there, it would have been probably quite difficult to be able to see it coming through, but she's tried to cross it, there's been nobody in the box, but I think more importantly, Hibs' possession so far, they're passing the ball 2-3 yards in front of people. They need to be able to retain the ball and be able to allow people to get into attacking positions, or else it's going to be a long afternoon for them.
Shen, Binyik Shinasinier, Sapir, Natalie Ross, Shayla Gannett, Ellichin, Celtic, Negus Paul Leila, Shin, Falafgan and Oshensni, Ashworth Clifford, Masho, Kumalastay. Oren Doran Bar, Chili Gadash, I guess Fadachin Karo Su, Fadak look at the Celtic, actually Saturday Czech Celtic Ham Tash Flint, with all the books the Isha, Paul Karen the Gola Shecher, Natalie Roska Humal Pels, Fiahu, Caitlin Hayes, Stig and a Grand, Mongule Su, Traub, Howley Kuskishin, the Naomi Powell, and Isha Kara McBokum, Plishtu, I guess Doherty, the China Mach. Hayes. Scott Barkley. I guess Agnew. Have got the Mach and a live Yish. Hayes let Coram. Ball look at the stick. Got Tash Flint. Cunard the shot. I guess Savinach tuned out. Yeah, Hibs don't want to be giving Tash Flint that kind of room on the edge of the box. Amy, but she didn't quite catch that, but you could see exactly what she was thinking here.
Yeah, I think as well they need to get a bit higher up the pitch, because Hayes had loads of times to be able to pick out who she actually wanted to play the ball to. You need them to be able to go and put that initial ball under real pressure and not allow her aim for Flint, who can be really dangerous in and around the box.
Katie Frayne, maar een groen Havelin, echt je nou Rangers mee aan de schach kijkt. Goed je Celtic aan de dooi, Libby Kumala score, e-shot. I guess pars voor echt de goede shot, Duke Kutjach maar Hibs. Al een eindje als game. Doherty. He's Gal Kimmel on the state. Vienna Path gear the ish. Chloe Craig at Chorame Duval. Coitland Gia Chloe Craig at the Vic Celtic. And Ian Vick van een nieuwse village, Jake van de Figet. I guess Tash Flint, to Chabuil at Ashes, the notion of Machko, Ashworth Clifford. Now Lauren Doran Bar, he is just Chimichaler, Tisha Ball, Colach a drop set, Chidachro Art, the son Barkley, I guess Flint of our favour, Foster Hoop. Flint in the bow line of that Shanish Chaisha. Yachan this league and was thing and a vox it. We'll say the Howl. Tegan Bowie. So the Shays state at Hoshach at Bocom. Ashworth Clifford, Stegan Avienko, Amy Gallagher, Sean Clickett at Hibs. Clark. Dilly Kenna Clickett at then. Jiach Chulish and Ein Karst, agus Notley, Sheen agus Thayad Hayes, the Shin. Dash Coram is on Hayes, Igol Suas. Notley, Glachgig, Caitlin Hayes, agus Hayes, Nishted Igol Suas got all the Voxus. Ishe Natarakas down and there are Survdip, Rippin Oshan, like Celtic. Shen Mongu, the hook I'll show us. They got all the Vox to get the Hibs a line of Gamar, the flicky shot. He's a Darakach, Gallagher a Dochas Gadukjay, Kishach, Tegan Bowie, the flicky Mach and Hibs keeping a very high line there, Amy, at that free kick.
Yeah, I think you want to be able to keep them out the box because you know what a threat it could be. Not so much towards the end of the season, but anytime Celtic used to get a corner, it used to feel sometimes like a penalty because Hayes is so effective in and around that area.
Nuringay line the Khumala Jocket have of the Poshine. There's a ball, Chintarsi, a Hayes like a cool, I guess. Much of the Puringi, Boy Kang Karst. Well, you just mentioned it, Amy. Every set piece she's a threat. I don't think she could quite get the direction on this header that she wanted.
No, I think that if we're being picky, she probably wanted the ball just a little closer inside the goal to be able to go and attack it. She had to readjust, and then she's jumping up underneath the ball, so you can't get the power and the momentum and the direction on it.
Tegan Bowie. There's McAloney. Barclay, agus drapsa sé Hayes ha Sheen agus Jack. Tull lacking sa game like Broadwood. Agus Tull is on Rangers and Amy, Rangers are ahead in the other game at the moment. They are in the box seat. Another goal from Howitt.
And it's a great finish, isn't it? As you see the ball over the top from Medag there, who's got that range of passing. And you just wonder whether that will filter through to the crowd here and begin to add pressure onto Celtic to be able to go and get the goal, which obviously has escaped them so far in the match.
I guess did you get trying to go Hibs Kuchach, my give Hibs to the shot hat the look of Kel Bullock at the feel Celtic at Hain Kumal line art, I guess Gamas at Bocam, Doherty Fudach a Kidayach, Doherty Goganig Kerst the Vashin. Droch hatte gemacht aber Doherty Couchida Kadash Tegan Bowie Mongu Skiplochu itri heen is Gallagher Mongu notion bio gemacht go Ashworth Clifford ball art I guess two ball Kimmishach Shachat Leah Eddie ko Tash Flint I guess Eddie Jeremiah notion Kustate in Urpach I guess Joel Murray got Good Mach Eddie Val. The initial ball went over Leah Eddie's head, Amy, but it was a very good block from her when the shot came through from Tash Flint.
Yeah, you could see that Tash Flint just pulled out to the outside, and Eddie was almost stuck because she was like, if I drop, I'm going to play her onside, do I stay? And then she was caught underneath the ball, but it's a fantastic block to prevent Flint getting a shot and goal.
Well, Drast a Rangers. Cymwlwch y lig a da ffwng idd hosioch agos a nwyd y Celtic fiach yn y sy'n arach yw sŵr yn dy Hibs i genw Seo chom gaith Bocom, seo chom at the Geary, Faravat y Tarsing. Agus sin chafast as in a hen etul. Well, as you mentioned pre-match, Amy, Jodie Bocom is in fine form, 25 goals and rattled the woodwork there.
Yep, Notley does excellent to be able to head it down into her path. She doesn't need to take a touch to set herself, goes for power, and it's unfortunate because it looked for a split second as if it was going to go in, but rattles off the crossbar and back out again.
Bocom Schult in Ukraina ta ishe muig, agus shot fat of Avichisha is on Celtic. At the Yedig, maar a kroonje in het raas, Femi at soccer shees. So McGiddig, Jean for Kirsty Morrison. Flint, Jean Doint, Beat Gairi, a Kelner in the pathket, Puchtig Powell, a Machas Raad, Bieg, Chloe Craig. Ashworth Clifford, got Gronko Suas the line, got Agnew. Paul de Lamach, she sat to the Hibs of his own. Just signs that Hibs are beginning to frustrate Celtic.
Yeah, I think they've got about 10-15 yards up the pitch and they're managing to put pressure closer on the players. Doran Barr does extremely well there to get back in. She goes to put initial pressure on and then wins the throw in, and that will begin to creep in. And if the pressure begins to mount, then that's when you'll see how Celtic are going to respond to it.
Long you gaan de plisje van Vienna paard. Je gaat de eerste SWPL is not least a ball de plisje. Het asje ge. Nel Hibs just in a shot. Why is she? As a shinka man full of and you wondered if it would filter through. Amy, you can tell by the silence of the crowd. It's gone very quiet.
Yeah, and the crowd have got a huge part to play today. You would hope that as the game goes on, they start to be able to galvanise. But the more that Hibs retain possession of the ball and start spreading it about, which they're starting to do, they're growing in confidence. Then it's going to put Celtic on the back foot.
Bocom is Duval Carrigas thuis. Wij de lek alles in. We Craig Schisse as a raad or agus gaan jullie het tolletje. Agus a shintje gekudetje. Vinkien Schimmick on the path. Not sure why Chloe Craig was complaining there was a clear free kick.
Yeah, I think that she was saying, my teammate was there, she could take the ball away, but it doesn't matter if you make contact with a player in and around the box, then you're going to get a free kick. And this is going to put Celtic under pressure even more. It's in a really dangerous position. If they put power on the ball, it could hit off a defender, go in. So it's interesting to watch Hibs grow into this match more.
Joel Murray, who is Bocom, Poppy Lawson, Kutcher, who are the lead in the duel with Diodic. Now Glasgow City in the heel at that show that ping. Peter Sill, Powell, Le Cheval, Tarson, Caitlin Hayes, guy in a full of us in Celtic, to the Khafat of the Macaroni. The Powell line through the line of the high at cross line is the Craig Drupsika, ein full up. Macaroni, I guess it. Well, Sean Yonach. The question that springs to mind here, Amy, if it's a free kick for Celtic, why not just allow the advantage?
Yeah, I don't know if that's what the players are saying, because the two players have been fully committed to be able to go for the ball, and I think it's maybe that Ross has been caught late, but Natalie Ross just bounces up and goes to go on with the play. You can see McCloney's potentially come off worse from that, but just let the game flow and let's hopefully see where we can get to in this match.
Well, I shouldn't have flickered with Hibs, maar again, Padisha, Akielachu, na goed into Celtic, Williams, a beat, the hook out. Javi, Elena Sadiku het al naar Paul Haas, dat gaat Kees George met een gogen uit Kutje. Could Kees to the head of off Gary Hanvid, she is falling. He's got Flint. Got Kelly Clark. Kirsty Morrison, could Kafa Gorisha. So it's got Ross. He's in Norsen de Veeg en de Ashworth Clifford voor de coole line naar Gedies. Lauren Doran Bar, Jenema, Kumal came die It's a very good pass, Amy, and well played by Doran Barr again.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really interesting battle over on that side because Doran Barr's not short of pace and can recover really well. So they two will be going at each other all day. But more interestingly for me, and it's probably a frustration, Flint's dropping deeper and deeper and deeper to get on the ball so early in the match. And if you're wanting her anywhere, you're wanting her in the opposition box to be able to try and score the opportunities.
As Flint Chile gedies het voor Liverpool. Daar liggen de deze, agus de doen tul Gia goed. Katie Frayne, slow more of the cool. Oh, a shot kunnat ach Katie Frayne in Genoma, a vonach. They gave Tash Flint lan vradesin. Agus hard. De bal wordt schachat me gedig ach satige schachas aan guy pain. Coloni, Eddie Suas Selena, Una Kelly Clark, Jayla Kadishkata. All Fata Croata Hoshach, the Tash Flint, I guess Katie Frayne Tollige, Shinel Killamach. '20th minute, Amy, and Hibs just content just to slow the game down.
Yeah, and probably it's important to mention Murray. You could hear her shouting there, and I think that she's been such a servant to the club, and her experience in these situations is going to be invaluable to be able to get Hibs through. But every time that they try and build from the back, I have to be honest, I'm taking a sharp intake of breath. It's a bit close.
Is die schache de Neurut had het een Palavlish. Murray, the Juval, Suas Selena. She's sorting of a shot. Bokom, Fea Sevilla. I guess Vapoui de Vestagi, and you shouldn't stock a bowl of Pachor. You have a Glich Caramella. And Lauren Doran Bar. I guess Joel Murray Tolich a bowl for the Machi Deval. Craig. He's Femi Natalie Rossegol, Idash, Gadokati. He's the Spalfat that Shachate Hulatinya. Mafiagnu, Fiach in the Feinike, Poppy Lawson, the Fashkilla Hadash, got Katie Frayne. Here's Lawson to the Muniporoke, Suas Elena, got Macaroni. Hier staat het opgesnokken gemaakt van een goal Hibs. Hier Morrison, Ruiz Selena, Kelly Clark. Het hartstikke een hele bal dat alle mag Femi Jelik, dit is Kelly Clark. He's Norsen Kachucha Suas Selena. Gaan Barkley. Not least they got Powell, Harson Doran Bar. So the eerste hij fijn. Chimichelle Ashworth Clifford, I guess, and yeah, bal bewisse. Kelly Clark in the falla of Achadish. And Chile got Doran Bar. Naomi Powell and this to the Powell Ella. And Hibs looking particularly strong down that right hand side, Amy. Lauren Doran Bar has been good at the back, but also attacking in the final third.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because Bockum's actually making really good moves. She's beginning to move to the front post and then peel into the back, but it's just the timing of pass that's eluded them so far. But you can see that any ball that comes into the box, that's their target. And I think if any of the managers are happy, it's going to be Grant Scott right now.
Yeah. And Scott Nastolici, because to be my ancient, Jury and Bockum for the Shidavish Nashara and Tarsing. Naomi Powell, Howless and Noshin, as I could yell the ancient put be Hibs, the fave. Powell, Jafanya Hannah Lalash, Miss Toki shot Tarsing. Gamas, it's Joel Murray, I guess it's the cooler shit, Leah Eddy. Tegan Bowie. Go Macaroni. Lawson. Oh, I guess good to shine go like that. Just a big coat who the story McGettigan. Tre Bosch in your Hibs getting the corner from that again, Amy, but it's another dangerous ball in.
Yeah, and it's feeding into the atmosphere in here. You can hear the crowd just beginning to kind of murmur under their breath. The more Hibs are putting Celtic under pressure, but the one advantage they've got is Hayes is really effective scoring goals at the other end, but she's also really effective at defending these balls, and they need to try and keep it away from her to be able to make this a goal scoring opportunity.
Be Hayes fiechan de seo vinnig yn yr hica tarsing sin farla dol agus y ddies chai ein rwt y gynedach Hibs gychwmal ystau Morrison gyar y gydash Clark y falab agus ydych chyd ymach i Dave Howlach Celtic le Drummond and the Chevala Gersta. It's real backs to the wall stuff for Celtic at the moment.
I think they'll be very unhappy out there. You need to stay positive as a player and be able to kind of work through these periods in a match, but definitely the more that they're dropping further and further back, the harder it is for them to be able to get out.
It's toch wel oorlog gelaat, je gefijn. Maar van oog gedorren. Ac I need this, and you let this soch the shears, maar we got the kiri, gaat doen dat het hul tra. Agus Hibs account the skill, dan ik Morrison! Oh, Savile and Mabba Doherty. Dat shouldn't have Shech. Must do it, Kelsey Doherty. Love this on a hound like a follow. That was going in, Amy, and it was a good save from Doherty.
Yeah, and I spoke to our goalkeeping coach before it, and he said it's one of our strengths, our plyometric ability to be able to make these saves are unbelievable, and she's shown that time and time again throughout the season. What a touch that is to be able to keep your team in the game.
Kirsty Morrison is winning Croyd Hibs, gyda'r hosach, agus mae'r be bar mewn than Kelsey Doherty fi sy'n ei gianw. Fi eich Hibs a gronco i y doris y sio, sy'n ei chi y tyl. Agus Patka Celtic gymasach y garth a Powell, a fi eich ystau, agus Caitlin Hayes y fawn, leis y sŵg. And again, if she didn't get that touch on that ball, it was Bochum, I think, coming in looking to capitalise.
And that's their target player. You can tell the time in her run, the way that she moves towards the ball. She's a big powerhouse of a player. If she makes a connection with that, it's definitely going to go in. But Hayes gets a slight touch on it, but it doesn't alleviate any of the pressure that Celtic are under at the moment.
Caitlin Hayes come a Sul Gear. If Jorian Bochum. Agus Naomi Powell, Nolson Alvan and Oshin, you got flip and Oshin, Marika Gronka Shears. Bochum a fiach in the tune diet. Agus an urig I nŵr bain y falaf agus y Kelly Clark a geithi agus Leah Eddy yn orsyn agus Kelsey Doherty mae geiddi tiach a tŵcsyn y ddafaw tiach tolich y pic yn yig yn y chosg agus she am drygel a siot y Celtic agus gan y chwtsiach Elena Sadiku. Is it just that the occasion is getting the better of them so far, Amy?
I think the big change has to be in the first kind of 10 minutes. I can't say that the Hibernian midfield were particularly effective at winning the first and the second balls. They were careless in possession, but they seem to have really garnered themselves and they're winning the majority of possession now. It's leading Flint to be able to drop deeper and try and get on the ball more. But Celtic are turning over the ball now, which as a coach you definitely don't want your team to do in this position.
Had the fine Suez going to Leah Hibs and here do it on the ground vinnagin. Ach Hibs it ashe the foul shot. And Leah Eddy. Shabuile mach skach Suez line got Tegan Bowie. Ha look Leoris on. Show Hummel stay. I guess fine cross stay. Ach Kelly Clark hook out it fall up. Gallagher mentioned it. Kusach can gish on the shig out the height down you dash the Leah heen. Maraha Mong you, all na Sacha Suez go Flint, agus an ocean, Giri shot, rechen di Agnew could the stay ach Lawson, just for Lodi. Fi Agnew, and no ball Bullach, ischke mar a Girgi. Eddie Diesle, ball Suez constantly. Flint tune dag me in a pathke chinne lat gahiri is not gahiri na sache Suez to the pathke. He's wie is fichen Paul Hart, dat is a sin furste the Hibs Gaelic of this door and bar of these Biag Joel Murray. Tull, Ella, ag Broadwood, agus Smidag drops it. Another goal for Rangers, Amy, and they're really in control now, albeit Celtic can change that, but they need to get a goal back here as well.
You just wonder if Rangers are going to go for the 17 now, you know, that they've got one or two.
Barclay, Le Cheval, Le Stuy, agus Varawata, Thoshach, Hedagnu. This is the goal from Broadwood, Amy. Corner kick, and Midag, I think, gets the final touch on this.
And I think that goes to the strength and depth of the Rangers squad. Midag's been a key player. She's dropped into that back line for them, assisted that first goal. There she scored the second one. And they'll certainly be sitting comfortable, because I'm sure that news is filtering through at Broadwood about the atmosphere and how this game is going.
The Shia Jake the Hull, Varach, Celtic, Toshach and Yiska, Rangers has Krimigistiga, Shinhanye, how Navaris Kujika, Nadav Hurlach, Hitaka Pungin, Agus Le Rangers Punik, Agus Celtic Kuinan, Femi Rutikinara, who is shot, like Patka Celtic, Nata Tolagaina Dashko, Molocha League, Drast, Ajichtla Tolko Ibrox, and Nurinta Nat Ross, as Tash Flint Shinarach. Again, that's just not getting. There was plenty space there, but it was just the wrong length on the pass.
Yeah, and I think that's just going to build in Celtic's frustrations more and more. But in the first 10-15 minutes, the rotation from the front line from Celtic was really, really positive. It was causing Hibs a real problem, but now they wee through balls are able to deal with it so much easier and then come out with possession and save possession on the other side of that.
Ashen the leader, agus Haas can tell the show like Park Celtic, Rangers, Gakanyoni, the Hoshach at Partick Thistle, like Broadwood, Assen, like Mullacha League, Seth Goerse, Lead Jigleik, maar Arich, Granch in a shot, Macaloni, General Room behind me in a path, you count us on Pokum, Chloe Craig, Granch Shias, got Natalie Ross, Mach got Ashworth Clifford, the Ish can you continue, so it's the line up. Flint, agus the ball the Chow, ní an park is a réite de lican sig game cumul atá. Bócam le Coram agus the Cheshechat. Oh, that's the chance Hibs would have been looking for, and the player they would have wanted in that situation, and she pulls the trigger and doesn't quite catch it right.
Yeah, I think it's her first touch, just doesn't take her where she wants to go, just there it takes her slightly away from the goal, whereas she's looking to be able to probably take that more towards the goal and get that shot. But again, a real threat from Hibs and causing Celtic some real problems here.
Agus bát a cointas an súr de pishin chatua that van a reach it. Tash Flintich in doin, Vienna Park is a cowlavui. Kelly Clark, cointas on Hayes de Vermuyi. Go Craig a bhfuil agus Coram go stick in a Lea Kibbs, Flintish and Gutha Judíist. Nuair na fudach ní in a path cin you some Gershon Femi Cook the Suez gan evokes it Barclay a cool agus Gidach as Sheikh go Katie Frayne. What struck me about that move, Amy, is having played the initial pass, Tash Flint just stayed centre midfield, didn't push into the box at all.
Yeah, and that's what I really don't understand, because their front movement in that first 10-15 minutes was really effective, but if you begin to see players are having to drift out wide and then there's no runner because Tash Flint doesn't get up, we play through the middle, and that's where you're wanting her, because she's been a real threat all season. She went to Hearts, scored goals, was a huge impact in that game, but the deeper she is, the less she's going to impact the game.
Alchin Rwata Doshach Mongiu Kuchach Gach Evat Satagashach as an Oshai. There's a Genidasa be Elena Sidiko Chech gear in a clicketa and ein stay like Le Unia Nagas Femi Le Gama ter Yalicha as Joey Le Unia Shen Yes Shipski and a Tuliki and not Agnew le cheval stay a hatal Gidach go. Eddie. Clifford, the Istra going, agus Powell, Cunard of Tarsin a path get. So it's around by Kirsty Morris and Hadara Suik in a shot. Eddie is ik kan te hoe Unzi Groe je zinnen notely. Poppy Lawson Chichikinsha en een klikje dan Dave Hall Chichikiri or Chinestay. Sashka Mian Vok Celtic. Tegan Bowie Jenna Massinier, hier Kirsty Morrison. Ongu le Count the follow up. Gallagher. Aka Lamachas scored a Galapus and a chemical in New Israel. Hayes from Eagle tarsing of Oaks of the East. Celtic in the chemical in the fat of Vinnick and New Hibsy Days. And a game again is a good play back in my fast. Tull Kenyoni Yvonne. Agus game said the East kind of foot to give you cash for Chown. Ashworth Clifford. Chinestay for a clear K. Duval. Ross got Hayes. I guess the East ball. Karanitara Leon. Again, Amy, I'm just not sure Caitlin Hayes knew what she wanted to do there. Was it a cross? Was it a shot? It ended up being neither. It was just a hopeful ball forward.
Yeah, the more concerning thing is I think any time Hayes is getting on the ball, you can actually see her frustration. She's got her hands out at her side and she's saying to her team, I need you to move.
Yeah.
I actually need you to move so I know where to pass the ball, and it's meaning that she's having to turn back in. And Hibs have actually got really good pressure on the ball now, so she's having to switch the play.
Sure, Coramela guy, Notley, Achvabal, Tuv Shard, Kirsty Morrison, Chlich Massa Derby, and Hearts with him Goodich. And again, Ellis Notley just been stronger in midfield, and final pass just wasn't where Kirsty Morrison wanted it.
No, and the key thing is, who are the players that you want to see on the ball from Celtic? It's Ross. It's Amy Gallagher as well. She's obviously scored loads of goals this season. She's not impacted this game as she got a knock. But here they go on the attack again.
Agnew. Fairly close at Flint to the goal stay. Dawn gonna vox this. Oh, Hockey is there. I guess Katie Frayne. Oh, by Fortuna Kajasinamach. She had such a good game in midweek. Amy, she's stopped Rangers from racking up the goals, but she almost just dropped that into her own net.
For a split second I thought that is in, that's it, you know, and that would have gave Celtic the momentum, but it just trundled past the post, and I think you can see the relief in her face there that it didn't go in.
Shit, play Pasha and you've on Kata. Yes, you see Ashworth Clifford in and out. Loop shots down, the Caschley. Agus Hayes doing that na Tarak at Chicago. I find it here. Who get the ball? Flint to Chundag. Agus Joel Murray as a rod. Agus Norse in the stew. Agus Leah Tarsing is Flint. This guy in the follow back Dara Ur. Agus Hashinich break at the Hoka. The horse can look tight Celtic. Agus Joel Murray Schulting. Cheryl the Saiki Chicago. Na Kutzma Hashinta Hibs. Paul Lelich in the stay the Moon Kita. Here's Bokum, Rash, Kuchahu, Nyonyachahu, Ashworth Clifford, Edus, Le Castlee, Lupe Paulart, Ellen Moon, Katie Frey, and I guess drops it. I took the Caitlin Hayes, the Machasavat, I guess Jenna Kulior, the son of Kudiet. Caitlin Hayes, the Fudachuas, I guess. Christian and Yin, the Kashar, Celtic is on 2 lines against it. Shinna Share, Ashworth Clifford, Duval, Fishabal, Barclay, Carlock, Calatol, District of Tash Flint, Jenna Rome Yahain, I guess Hamnurin Yaini Darakach. Better from Celtic, Amy and Tash Flint making room for herself, but having done so, she's she should be hitting the target there.
Yeah, I just wonder, she's been used so fleetingly in the past few games. I think she's definitely must be carrying something, because the Tash Flint that arrived back in Scotland isn't the one that we're seeing today. So you just worry if she's trying to conserve some energy, but it's the last game of the season and Celtic need her to be able to pop up and score these opportunities.
Well, Shelly Diaz to the vault, Amy Gallagher, Capia, Flint, Chinnistay. Oh, Amy Ma, Diaz, Valia, Eddie Gallagher, it's the Diaz chat. Eddie is a rat, Gallagher, Leo, Pilla. Flint, Fiachan the Tundags, and Erpine the fall off, Jacadu, Fiargan and Fost. Well, that wasn't far away, Amy, but it's great defending from Hibs. Leah Eddie throwing her body repeatedly in the way.
Yeah, Eddie, Murray previously before that. And interestingly, just in that previous bit of play, Hayes never recovered, and they said to Bockham, you'll need to come back and pick her up. So this could be really interesting as to how they deal with this set play, because Hayes is hanging about at the back post, they're creating a bit of room for her, she's won a couple of headers. You can see they're saying to her just now, swing it in the box, we've got a bit of momentum here, aim for us and let's give us an opportunity.
Shane Mongiu, Duval, agus Hayes, Craig, Fea Savian, Katie Frey and Jaylick the Cheval Kata. Agus an orsyn gyhata gymach Lewis on Tegan Bowie. Agus Balde Likelamachi is falling Le Murphy Agnew. Hayes Hafiach in the show Arachus and Celtic. Gal Gulishernish sat in his jack. Barkley Fiach in the Vine Chimical. Tegan Bowie. Gallagher. Gadish Kakala Caitlin Hayes. Bowlar to Chinnistu. Flint. Gay the Ahuadilla. Poppy Lawson. Watch of this on Agnew. Paramatcha Tarsinger. Celtic Atene Matcha Tarsinger Wool. Murphy Agnew. Fiach the Gronk Troyek Tash Flint. Game it in Pell and issue. Dara Urpich in a stay, Hashin Furis at the Poppy Lawson. Hayes, Kahumal at all. And it's a Brachtach at Suez. But that's the crossbar at both ends, still shaking at that end from that effort from Murphy Agnew.
Yeah, it's a fantastic strike. She takes it with her right foot, then hits it with her left, and she's unfortunate not to score. And Celtic have just begun to come back into the game a bit more, and I'm sure that they probably would have queried whether Hayes was fouled there just prior to the offside.
Sibshich Tolic and Nanal Igal. McAloney. Clark the Coolig. Mongiu. Powell. Clark, Tolic, Satagas Jechigal, Doin Celia Kiheen. Barclay, McAloney is in right bit. Joel Murray, Gronka Gedurt. Barclay, lick not late, agus give Hibs serve the position. Leila, like Broadwood, another goal at Broadwood Amy, and it's Kirsty Hewitt again. They're beginning to eat into this goal difference.
Yeah, but again, I'm not sure they're going to be able to get the 17, but they'll be going in at half-time happy. Celtic are going to have a really different team talk from Elena, because she needs to be able to galvanise them and find a way to be able to settle them down.
Hibs, Fiach in the tail line, got pain. McAloney. I guess McGiddick. Kelly Clark again with follow-up. I guess Dafuin Gashin has that the Rangers Celtic a Gabulach. Celtic Haskin is here to line of shots. Gunnar Tulachal Morrison. Agus a brocht na chydig o sŵr se dyfaw. A Docherty y hafel y use Koenig. Kelsey Docherty is safel yma yn yr onisio fo Kirsty Morrison. Powell. Agus Channa go léúne agus Celtic cast a féimach Tuil. Gannin na Rangers a cúta húil, ma gib Celtic Tuil a gléas a games a chybí ac a jiffer. A chyd rasta hat a strí sinna dhéanú agus Hibs it barach gus ceann na bhaite chumal dús a chiad le. Agus hat a bhí féimach safal mar a micrafo Docherty. San a gumal ag Njoni. Flint. Parsing. Go Hayes agus fuse Caitlin Hayes. Touch a soul for the buoy. Minach. Without Gallus a chiad late. Hayes Vinniction and Falachin ha Celtic at the Vinniction Cafe mas rut yn sonritje fwyd bysio. Fiach yn di tŵn ag y fawlach Powell as y rad o'r. Macaloni, John Keane a chai Ross gan y fwyd I mi yn y patgus. Tŵn ag y falach y wad ydd fwyd by. Abhijit Barkley, sinna chumal istay. Capac speed Hibs seo gála is a gil at the Channa go léúne agus asanna the bhí mana sear as a chiad le. Bócom the puchtige falla van Tuil le Hayes, Notion Gallagher na fallas. Agus Anil Cus úne the Viacanig Jedig chiad le. Agus da skippe Generous League, the Hibs gemanas tolich limeras and it cluche. A Corama, ag Jorian Bocam, Vasavel Mag, Docherty Kuchach for Kirsty Morrison, agus Murphy Agnew, Fashk it Jedig chiad le. Boel ag bhaite tarsing ag cheann éile a cha opad ag Docherty na cluichit an dhéanú sa dar le opad ag léna sa dícu cúteach da dhéanú fiach an is skippe hunda ma gúirs a féimach Tuil ná Tuil háast ag léas I ddíchtal seo gaib agus luch taich rud ag an frinasach a féad a sichia Tuil a seo ag Parca Celtic ag léúne háast gan Tuil Celtic a Njoni Hibs Njoni.
Athletic Gerra Alec as well. Hakujan Gama Eintinoch ag léag slia. Rangers a bunne Katrik and Jonis mar an asan. The asan a tokal a chuchpa ag Jedig an Jeske ag Inides a Achishin che Hachla Sadarna le ach. Tolik Radam Huvadrasa, Amy McDonald ag Suzanne Lappin. Amy, thank you. Suzanne, thanks for joining us as well at half time. Suzanne, I'll start with yourself. I'm not sure this was quite in Celtic's script. 0-0 at half time. Rangers winning 3-0, of course, at Broadwood. So at the moment, this trophy is going to Rangers.
Yeah, I think Celtic, we probably all expected them to come out the blocks like they did on Wednesday night. It hasn't, quite went like that. Credit to Hibs though, I must say. I think Hibs have played fantastic so far, probably created the better opportunities in the game. I said it's a big day for Celtic. It's important from their perspective that they don't panic. They will no doubt know the result elsewhere as well, but they know that it's in their hands. They just need to get the victory here today.
Amy, Suzanne says there, don't panic from a Celtic point of view. We did speak about nerves at the top of the show, but is that what you put Celtic's performance down to in the first half?
I think a lot of credit, like Sue says, has to go to Hibs because they started the first 10-15 minutes and they weren't really dominating in midfield. Ross was dominating in there. They were able, their rotation up front for Celtic was really good. But Hibs then composed themselves, they've won the first, the second balls, they've created the better opportunities. So a dominant Hibs, but the atmosphere's definitely not helping Celtic, because as the half goes on, you can hear the crowd getting flatter and flatter and murmurs coming. And that's only going to feed into the second half. And
they needed an early goal, didn't they? They nearly got it, I suppose, from a corner kick. It was Caitlin Hayes at the back post. Unfortunately, she didn't quite get it on target, but it could have been the perfect start from a Celtic point of view.
Yeah, I think that she just has been aiming for that area, and as I said up in the co-coms, she has to kind of peel off and stop and check her run, so therefore she can't get any power behind it, and the direction's really, really difficult. But interestingly then, Hibs have tried to deal with that, and they said to Bochum, I think about 10 minutes from half time, listen, she's up, she's not going back. You're going to need to come back in and win these headers off her, because we can't do it. And she was effective, and then Flint got the shot away and they had to concede that, but it was a good bit of pressure from Celtic.
It was indeed at the start of the game. Suzanne, back came Hibs, of course, and they nearly got on the score sheet themselves, and they did have a number of chances. This was their first one, potentially their best one as well. Jodie Bochum, so unlucky, crashing the ball off the bar.
Yeah, not surprised, you know, that it's came from Bochum. You know, she does really well. She lets the ball come across her, and you've got to say it's a fantastic strike. Again, Hibs picking up the second ball, and you know, she's unlucky to see it off the crossbar. The first of two really good chances she had in that first half.
From a Hibernian point of view, why are they playing so well? Is it just a freedom? Is it just because Celtic have all the pressure on them?
Yeah, it could be. You know, I think Hibs have played well in spells this season. I think that will be the disappointing thing from Grant Scott's perspective. There's many games this season where they've played well, created chances and not taken them. Again, that's what they've done in this first half. Of course, it's Joelle's last game as well. If I was a teammate of Joelle's, I'd be wanting to put on a performance for her because she deserves it. But as Amy said, you know, in my opinion as well, I think Hibs have played really, really well. Yes, Celtic have not been at their best, but you know, Hibs are playing really, really well in this game.
They are indeed, and Amy, they nearly did get on the score sheet once more. Hibernian broke the deadlock themselves. Kirsty Morrison up front, she's not someone who's played up front a lot with Jodie Bochum, but she's been fantastic in that first half, hasn't she?
She's a player that's very underrated, because actually when I got Hibs team, they've all came through the youth national team set-up. They're really effective. Morrison's one of them. She's just playing off the back. You can see here she holds it in particularly well. She turns, and what a fantastic save that is. There's many a goalkeeper that are in the SWPL that wouldn't have been able to make that save, so it's Dockery's done really well to be able to keep her team in the game.
I think you said in commentary biometric ability. It's the first I've ever heard that.
No, I said plyometric.
Oh, okay.
I think I spoke to James McCaffrey, our goalkeeper, and he said she's one of the best, and Suzanne will really appreciate this in terms of that spring in a goalkeeper, to be able to get up like that, to be able to get that touch. There's many a goalkeeper that wouldn't be able to do that, and everything else can be worked on if that's your base and your foundation.
Yeah, fantastic. She has been fantastic all season, you do have to say. You both have mentioned the crowd. It has been, the sound is great here just now at the moment, can't hear myself think. But it's great obviously being here at Celtic Park. I think there's around 7,000 in the stadium here today. But when things aren't going well, it's very difficult, and you've noticed that almost translate onto the pitch.
I'm in a really unique position because I'm very, very high up. I think he's done it deliberately because I was out of breath going up the stairs. But you can hear the murmurs coming round and the silence is often more powerful than anything for a player. You want the crowd to be cheering, you want them to have opportunities, you want them to be able to get behind the team, and it's started. And then it filtered more and more out as the half goes on, and they'll be hoping to come out in the second half and the crowd get right behind them.
Hibernian then of course had another chance. Jodie Bochum once more, and I said it was maybe her best chance when she hit the bar, but this is one where she probably should have at least hit the target, Suzanne. Played through once more by Ellis Notley, and uncharacteristically hits a past post.
Yeah, again, you know, as I said in commentary as well, Hibs are picking up those loose passes in midfield, and you know, Bochum's absolutely the one you want to be bearing down on goal there. You know, by her standards, that is an opportunity missed. And again, you know, as I touched on, you know, Grant Scott will be, you know, disappointed that they've not taken any of those really, really good chances they've had. You
mentioned in commentary, Amy, when I was listening, Hibernian's midfield, they were maybe absent in the first 10-15 minutes. But what changed? Do you think it was maybe something down to Celtic? You mentioned Tasha Flint sitting deeper? Credit Hibs there?
I think it's a couple of things. Hibs started off, and because of how Celtic started, they were quite deep, so they've got 10-15 yards up the pitch. It's enabling them to put more pressure on the ball and get tighter to it. But also as well, if you watch them, they've got really good rotation and they're talking more, they've been able to cover more. If you add that in with the lack of movement, the forwards been able to drop into that midfield area, which they were doing, which was causing Hibs a problem. It's stopped now. And I'm sure that Elena's in there going, listen guys, we need to get back to that. We need to keep calm, we need to start doing the things that were really good. But Flint's key to that, and she's not been as impactful, and I just wonder how long we're going to see her on the pitch, because I think she's maybe got a niggle or a knock or an injury that's just not allowing her to play at her full potential.
Before we look at more of the analysis, I just want to ask you, you mentioned Elena Sadiku there. What will she be actually saying? Because you don't want to add to any more tension, because I'm sure she would, they call it the hairdryer treatment, I know that, when you just go through the players. Do you really want to be doing that?
No. The key as a coach is when your team aren't confident, you need to give them confidence. Even if you're feeling it inside yourself, you need to give them the calmness and that composure to be able to go out and play. And sometimes if you go in too hard, it will cause an emotional reaction. It will only make it worse for the players. So she'll be keeping calm in there. Hopefully she's sticking to tactics, she's sticking to how she wants the game to be able to go, and she takes the emotion completely out of it, because it's potentially the emotion that's going to cause them the problem in the second half.
They did nearly get back into it though. Well, I say back into it, they nearly took the lead, and it was through good fortune, I suppose, or nearly good fortune. Katie Frayne, oh my goodness, it could have been such a disaster from her.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't sure if this ball took a deflection. I don't think it did. Katie Frayne, she's normally, very good at taking the ball out there, but on that occasion lets it slip, and she would have been relieved to see it go behind for a corner. But yeah, unlike her.
And then Murphy Agnew, that was her there taking that cross. Very unlucky, I suppose. She didn't get her. She nearly got the goal there against Katie Frayne, but she did hit the bar after that, and it was a very good effort. Ashworth Clifford involved, played her, found her in space, and very unlucky.
Yeah, that's a very good strike. It's a great first touch, gets it out from her feet. One thing in her mind is to have the strike. Very unfortunate to see it come off the crossbar. But as Amy touched on, I think the likes of Agnew as well, she started to come into it the last 5 or 10 minutes. She's been a really key player for Celtic of late, particularly post-split. I know Flynn and Gallagher tend to get the headlines, but she's really played a part in this Celtic team, and they'll be looking to players like her in this second half.
Let's see what happens here in the second half. However, over in the first half at Broadwood, 3-0 Rangers, Amy, and they're just getting their job done, aren't they?
That's all you can do. It's out of their hands. They've taken control in that first half. You can see that Medag plays the long ball, how it's hit good form at a good time for the team, takes that incredibly well. And Tess has got that Ranger passing, and I think that the advantage that sometimes Rangers have got, these players have played together for quite a while now, so they understand where each other's going to move to and where the ball can go to, and Medag is obviously involved in the second opportunity as well.
And Suzanne, it's just key for Rangers, isn't it, just to get the job done, because they would have wanted an early goal, obviously, just so then maybe they were hoping filter through here onto the pitch, and that's all they can do, isn't it, just score goals. Yeah,
they could only take care of their job, which is to get 3 points. You can see as well when they score the goals, they know that the goal difference is out of reach, but for them, they will want to just play well, play with freedom, get the job done at their end, and then look over here and see what's happening. It's probably the Celtic perspective, news filtering through that Rangers are ahead, which they probably would have expected anyway. They need to stay calm, stay composed, and look to get the job done from their own perspective.
And Amy, I know we joked at the top of the programme, could Rangers win 17-0? I highly doubt that's going to happen. They're giving a good goal, but every goal they score, though, it just almost adds more tension here, doesn't it? Because the Celtic fans are probably thinking, how are they scoring 2, 3, potentially 4 or 5 in the second half, and Celtic can't even break the deadlock here?
Yeah, and I think it's really important to mention the weather, because you could see actually in the first half here, the pitch is massive. It's really, really hot. We're Scottish, we're not used to it, to be honest.
Even us here at pitchside.
Yeah, well, especially with the stairs, all the stairs. But I think that's really important, because you need players to come off the bench. And where Rangers, I think, are slightly an advantage, they've got a stronger bench than what Celtic have, because if you're looking at your bench, you're wanting players to be able to come off and really impact the game.
From a Celtic point of view, Suzanne, Amy's there mentioning the options from the bench for Celtic. do you anticipate any changes heading into the second half, or do you just maybe take stock at half-time? You know, they've not lost anything yet, so it's still 0-0. It's hardly been a disaster. Do you just see what happens in the first 10-15 minutes?
Yeah, I doubt there'll be any changes unless, of course, there is any injuries. But I think Elena will give it at least 15-20 minutes and then perhaps look to the bench. Obviously, you've got the likes of Kit Lafersky. You know, I think that's one of Celtic's strong points, that they can bring strength on from the bench. But I don't see it at half time. I think she'll give them another 15-20 minutes and she'll be hoping that they get a goal. And
Amy mentioned there the conditions today. It is very hot, big pitch as well. Do you expect Celtic maybe to cope with that slightly better?
You would think so. They have played here before, but it is a good point that Amy makes. This is not where Celtic play week in, week out. It's not the home pitch that they're used to, you know, playing on every week. It's a massive pitch for both sets of players. It could have an impact, but as you say, Celtic have played here more. Listen, when the title's at stake, you know, adrenaline should get you through as well. They know what they need to do here, and regardless of the conditions, they will be trying to get that done.
One player I want to pick out from a Hibernian point of view, because you highly doubt they're going to make any changes with how well they did in the first half. Lauren Doran-Barr, though, how well has she done down that right-hand side? Because she's really giving Lucy Ashworth-Clifford a game, isn't she, today?
Yeah, and I think she's been rewarded by Hibernian with a new contract, and I think that she's athletic, she's got the capability to be able to create attack, but also defensively. And it's not easy playing against Ashworth-Clifford because she can go on the inside, she can go on the outside, and it's caused Doran-Barr a bit of trouble at times, but her recovery is unbelievable and she does deserve credit for managing to kind of stop that.
Now, I want to ask you both, while we're on Hibernian, Joelle Murray. I want to ask you both about her. You both know her. I make it 507 appearances today for Hibernian, 48 caps, I believe, for Scotland. Amy, I'll start with you. There's not much more you can say, is there? What a servant to Hibernian and also an ambassador for Scottish women's football.
I think it's the impact that Joelle's had in the wider club, and you know, we talk about role models. She's absolutely been that. She's been the academy manager. She's been through the tough times, the good times with Hibernian. But Suzanne and I can talk about her character. She's a great character, and she's somebody you want in the team because she can boss you about and give you that, but she can also bring a lot of hilarity and good laughs, and she's got a great sense of humour. And she's one player that Hibernian are going to really, really miss.
I'm sure you'd go along with that, Suzanne?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've known Joelle since I was, 13, 14, since she was at Hibs Girls. She's such a leader and an inspiration. She's almost, representing, players like myself, still playing. She's been through everything that the women's game had here in Scotland. Where I'm sitting, I look over my shoulder, I can see her mum and her sister sitting there very proud, and I'll certainly be down at the pitch at the end of the game to try and get my picture with Joelle because she deserves it. She deserves all the praise and applause that she gets.
And she wants to go out on a high. She wants to win here today.
Absolutely, she's a winner. As I say, she's been through Hibs for so many years. She is a winner at heart, and I think credit goes to Hibs today for the performance, and they'll have that in the back of your minds that it is her last appearance for Hibs.
Can I just say, and this is a personal shout out to Joelle, I'm looking for players for my 5-a-side team, so she might be retiring for 11-a-side, but we could definitely use her playing at 5s on a Saturday morning.
You'll grab her after the game, I'm sure. But Suzanne, Amy, thank you both very much. Agus eile mar a hísean is clicketerin. Jayshal Idmachulu ar son a darlan leis mar sin hitching a dash. Go Alec.
Apple at the Vical, agus Bishini Kairi Kuchak and a Vicar, Kuchak le Aderson and Mahis and a Minavaris. Agus Elena Sadiku le, well, Cora, Kama Kutzmach at the Viakish, the clicketer and a Cleune. Ja, ingenieur wie vaartloos, dus zijn weer twee heideradu, a hele tukke bij twee keer jaren, twee kale de zaken, smunjen in de principal en vandaag als een triachkenachke, agus vandaag vuurtje nog als je de karmen, haas naar lauwen heen, agus kiezen twee jeffer we samen we jeffer Richard Hakelijk het aan de wingi. Maar was is aan de gra met de zulige Kit Lafersky Kuju, agus Shen Monglu Kujach. Agus bij Pars woord a Caitlin Hayes zo vader kind maar ik games there. Agus de skippy en Jiggy kunnen vader die zich bij een screen. Kelly Clark. Clark le Coram Bowler Jamach. Amy Gallagher agus Daniel Sinamora Nachin Yisha. Gemichin idir a dascipa sydd y teisan, Celtic y bynig cyd gyga, 3 cyhwn, agos un cynioni mar efo gra, sy'n gemig iddo sy'n gipling, Caitlin Hayes hwyr y dwyl o lasyn. Skipa Kibbs gynarach o gwtioch ag lewnio, dol troie, agos fan y corab yn y berach sy'n chyd le. Clark chown the Shalina, I guess Tolly just had to get Stechig out. Shalagak, Elena Sadiku with the game, McCunniff. And Scott could stew the mach and a click at Anakison. There's Powell, Chin Parsing. There's Pihib Stechtoliche, Sockrach Edna Hachke. Notley, Suiska Pokum. Lawson. Swiss line a Capocom. Agus. Daval, akin in de vaart, Femi. Boy Craig. Swiss go Amy Gallagher, tune de Gach. Noringi Balders Leer. Coram Shoig Murphy Agnew, Cassan Heenig and the race, the Joel Murray, Balchin Tarsing, by the clock again, nach by Eve, almost on play finish. I guess, Xinadash for Shinsula, the Shin, Caitlin Hayes, Fiachan the Humal Suez, Agnew, has the Lar, Duval. I'm just wondering what the ref's decision was here, Amy. Agnew put the ball across. She was taken down after that. Does the referee think, well, you played the ball? Doesn't matter, but she is caught.
Yeah, I think that it's because she managed to get the touch, you know, and put the ball across. But I have to say that as soon as you seen that it's a foot race, I was almost willing Murray to kind of take it earlier, because the closer and closer it gets to the box, the more at risk you are.
Yes, Agnew Toshachig Mamaha. Dalash, Gekorn, Dallison, Katie Frayne. Lawson, Swiska Makaloni. Bal with the mach for Lauren Doran Bart, Philippa Machavisan, some Doherty. He's the ball, Art Suisko, Flint, the Gronka the cool for Eddie. There's Joel Murray, Karen Dochers, the Cheval the third. Give Caitlin Hayes line Duval. Krijgen de game aan Katala de eerst. Het close met McKenna Flint. Kielak zo is de line. Bíos Chineal Cús Hedection Keys a Dulca Flint Bíos Coshach Gavor as an Oshay. Agus Guy Vrip as an Oshay. The show Corum Guy Hayes from Alsuas, Emilia di Chile Gadash. Tash Flint Costner Vrip Oshay. Ashworth Clifford, how he do Vals Gilliard, the Legion, when you scout, favor Savoksa. The now Marshall had all again here, Toll again game, Frain, fine, Dorn in the Val, Mongiu, Darasuig, Giacrado, I guess Gunnart is Philip. Shin Mongiu, me and the Patke, is Darasuig to Cheville Mach. Katie Frain, Koska Hulachik, agus Bia, the generation of a show mach. Bieshvat, Kunat, the generation here at late. Ryan Tarsenko, Duran Bar, Murin Yishu, Humakata. Mongiu, Haniliach, Kahud Machanyev, Ellis Notley, is a Tegan Bowie, Lua Kilioris, and fine a follow up Barclay shot. Celia Barclay, Nishinama, Chili Gadashi. And you tuned out me and the Pathkit, Arsenko Natalie Ross. Clark and your Shane McCunny, Fame Eagle, Tarsenko Chloe Craig's Ishkiri Clickitan, Chinichit, Ashworth Clifford, Riish, Father can your Ryan Suez the line it, and was Fame Mongiu, Godash, Godocherty. Hayes, Suez Scott, Tash Flint, Lenny Shawstick, Caitlin Hayes, Chinistig and Leah Kibbs, Agnew Kairi Tra, Hibbs, Akiri Survde, Macaloni, the Fakale Lar, Tash Flint, Agnew at Ultraya. I guess the famous day. Oh, there shouldn't have a Poppy Lawson. Ashworth Clifford, Fiach and the Humal Bell, I guess Lauren Doran Bar of these. Don't think Poppy Lawson knew much about that, but she had stuck out a leg and it was enough to get the ball away from danger.
And it's a great run. You can see her just arc her run round to be able to get in behind and play the ball across. And sometimes as a defender you're a bit at risk when you put your foot out for that, because it can cause an own goal, but she's done extremely well. And then Doran Barr comes to her rescue to be able to make sure that there's contact there and they don't get the ball back into the box.
Klaski Mongiu to Machagal of the Boshan shot. Ach, B Gamas in his Gasorik Cheria Stragus of Lloyd Craig, Kelly Clark. Ulle Feve to Vermoeje Vuksevik. Dawn van de vaste Goel Hayes, de pinnetje geert wel Clark. I guess the volley, Shechad, the Vantje Tarsing. Got a good contact on that. Sammy, maybe if had it fallen to a striker, it might have been on target, but it was a good effort nonetheless.
It seems to be a tactic that Celtic are deploying to be able to hit Hayes in behind there, almost drag players out, but you can see Bockham almost saying to the linesman, listen, keep an eye on that because I'm getting pushed down, I can't jump because our hands are on my shoulders. So you wonder if, you know, they do keep an eye on it, what will happen at the next corner kick.
You do get the feeling though that if Celtic are going to get a goal, it's going to come from a set piece. That's where they've looked most dangerous today.
Definitely. I think the biggest thing that you can see, particularly from the view where we are, the pitch is definitely going to play a huge part today, the weather as well. You can see that the players, they almost look tired, so fresh legs coming off the bench is going to benefit both teams, I think, to be able to try and just give them that bit of impetus to get up the pitch.
Yeah, you could see that even with that corner, Mongi was walking to take it. She couldn't run into the corner, she was just getting her breath back. Kukitanski, Idlache, Idgartu. And I guess Jean de Kele, he is fine. Nat Ross doing that. Dolasaz on a Dalav, Shimikal, Macaloni shot. You're always going to get that kind of close attention from Nat Ross and Macaloni reciprocating. And
it's nice to see Bockham to be able to come across there, but you're thinking, let's just get on with the game, focus on the task at hand. You don't need this type of stuff in the game, particularly when it's, I think it might be more of a disadvantage for Celtic because it just fuels an emotion that you can already feel around the stadium.
Is a carsfuie iddyn yn machas on Natalie Ross. Agus Bishin in Injin Elena Sadiku Kuchach who've Arkin Spi Yemisigiano. It's Handuringaf. Look at Anna How like the Sapigan again. Yes, Ross is McAloney, Chinfashka the Kayla. Natalie Ross, one of two taken off in midweek. Amy Gallagher being the other one with knock. So you do wonder, having picked up a yellow card, if that's maybe another decision Elena Sadiku has to bear in mind.
I absolutely think it will, because all it takes is for a mistimed challenge, or you go to win the ball and it could end up with Celtic down to 10 men, and it's that we don't want to take that risk in a day like today where the title's at stake.
Joel Murray. Oh, hij zal gaan karswoeien in de lame jeddige. Not the kind of card she wanted on her final day, but at least it's yellow, Amy, and she can have no complaints. She's just a bit late with this challenge, Amy Gallagher, former teammate.
Yeah, she's absolutely not meant it. She's just mistimed the challenge. But now, similar, I have to say, for Joelle Murray going into the last kind of 30 minutes of this game, because she absolutely won't want to pick up a second yellow card. And obviously she's in a position where sometimes you need to make last-ditch tackles. We've seen it just over in the box with Ashford Clifford, where she was a bit late and she got away with it. So she needs to be super careful, Joelle, moving into this last 30.
Barclay, Kulug, Stula Kibbs, Femi Godash, Gomongiu had a bit tart in the park, if had a tall room at Chloe Craig. Yes, I lost in a shooting leg. Kataga put in Jan Troje go Agnew. We lost in Callahan again. Hibs Channaga the Lee and Magid, I guess, ping board of a show guys, and you're at Algarve calf, Griech Nichas, and Piat Kinjak is a hook of Anchek, a Pritchy Hachlis show. You got Croner up, playing Hookalik, Jedan Season. I guess Fachkel of Yaka, who catch a Chichtel, Sadish, Drochval Lelip, Sahibs to the Vinicadash, had the Muchadash, the Shatin, Mongule, Coram, Flintine, the Falav, Hapurinyi, Ein for Smachke, here to Katie Frey in the Norsen of Mach. Again, just couldn't get the first touch on that. It was a good ball through as well.
I definitely think that you can see that Celtic are trying to open up. They're making more kind of arched runs in behind. They're trying to be able to receive the ball like in front of them. But for Flint, I just question, like I've been doing for the past kind of 20 minutes or so, whether she's fully fit, because I think a Tash Flint 4 months ago would have got the touch on that, and if she didn't, she would have been able to get the ball before it went out of play.
Where the Fosh and Partick Thistle Healy and Hearts of me and a Shach Kenyach. Cholach the Kilor, look at an economic and decent, yet then pick a car or a fan, Chanach, Cluche, I guess that's the pian. Copy Lawson, Statigus Chachela, be it's Tollichuk at the Hibernian game, Marcus Elliott. Celtic. Agnule, Paul, Tarsin, Flint, Nurin, you find Chimical, Liadi, Stig in a box, and there, but just says Kitty Frayne, Savile Maila. Well, that was more like it from Tash Flint, Amy, but once again, Katie Frayne is equal to the task.
Frayne does exceptionally well to be able to make the save there, but credit has to go to Eddie as well, who just stays on her feet and it kind of manages to flip her body weight round, and it makes Flint almost hesitate for a split second and have to move on to her left foot to be able to hit it. But Frayne It's a brilliant save, and again a set play for Celtic, which we know they've been a constant threat.
So there, Hayes, who is at the spot finish. Baulich Tarsingay, wel gewoonlijk door die Keln, ik krijg wat Bokum met Juno Gilliot. Morrison, Impi, Thurlele, like Broadwood, Rangers Arcade, Partick Thistle, Liv McLaughlin, and they're really enjoying themselves at Broadwood now.
Just another 13 to go, is that?
Maar is dat je shocking tool. Rangers te close it. Is aske de Gichtels aan wawach de draas, maar aardig kronchen show en de shit was goed. Joel Murray is kuste de bal sa Mongiu.
I think that for once Hayes has escaped Bochum. She's made herself as big as possible. She's managed to make the save, but then unfortunately, which Hibs don't want at this point, is to be able to turn over possession because she's kicked it right out the park.
Arach Chianas on Celtic. Agus agniu Dolge Kit Lefersky Chineda Ska will Yishkal Kyle Jalan and some gracious and apologies for loss of pictures for a few minutes there, but we're back with you now. Lefersky Chined Agus Savina Chai the golf in a line. Minus with the Humi Shinistay, the Turum Karashina the Golamaha, Dish Joel Murray Chinama. Agus I'm thinking a tackle you should get the line she's Joel Murray Bowl Kuchak. Bochum Norsen at Olcolar, agus fine a Chogany. Well, Murray Rieshik Chess Vian show. Nice, on the Brolich of Achany, the finish of Ashin. But Lefersky coming on, Amy, gives the Hibs defence another challenge to deal with because she is super quick.
Yep, and Lawson, as soon as she came on, she made a wee signal as if to say she can run, but then she's taking her time to be able to clear the ball, and that's what put Hibernian under a bit of pressure there. When you've got a pressure like Lefersky, a player like Lefersky, you can't take your time to be able to clear it because she'll be on you in a flash.
I think the surprise is we probably expected maybe Tash Flint to be going off, but it was Agnew that went off, and she was having a decent game.
Flint's growing more and more into the game, so you've got now Lefersky on this side who I think will outrun any of the Hibernian backline, and you've got Flint who's kind of beginning to grow into the game. She's created a few more opportunities, so you know.
And she scored big goals.
She scored big goals. She's an experienced player. Are you wanting to take her off? Probably not. And Elena's thinking, right, you know, give her another 5 minutes because she could come good.
5 minutes to go. I guess Haast can you let kind Colloch let Dolagain. Pool a year or Celtic. I guess Hibs get you know Gamakat they've got. Fersky, Amy Chile get Asher ahead. I guess can you Balchin, Maculior, Tarsing. Eddie, oh Chinamach van a cool the Eddie. I guess putting you up to try and go. Kirsty Morrison. Barkley, Chechafan de Shinnis and the Kuchaka Troya go Tash Flint, Hadish, Cogan a car at the Gloshel Cheval. Carach Gay Duval, Cogan the goal Le Hibs. Bochum is his Chin de Kela. Luchtachje de Hal, Chechlik Alanchin Chias and Smunian in a reach of it. I guess not Lele, Coram Paul Lila, well, like Kakalik Liadi. Gammons at Bochum, Shechatorische, Craig Gain Fallas va Prachtig Edigal Suis. Yes, Cor Shachmila can you show you Shachmila Shiaki at Fikis a Kate Shinkleva and Yelaka Massiva Lama Yedig and Nurikatava chorus Koikju Kmil and Yakasho. Yes, the last hat what the Kansa Cafe the Tola chicken Vedig Stoche Chichtel Guy Unikilora Kelly Clark. We had for the Kuhn Sochkas Fader Shachoram Chian because Marasacha hit a game of their put the Vikina booked that Caitlin Hayes Suez Conanoy. Angu, look at the Sheen of Chum Bagami and a Pakistan. Look at the Delach get a Vengi, Monglu, Gutig in it. Stochamacha, Ashworth Clifford, Maisha Faski. Craig, yes, Femi at pick and the half again. Flint wedi barn y broch I gyda sy'n Ross agus sy'n gydach go Katie Frayne. I think Hibs will be quite comfortable with that, shots from range, and Katie Frayne will deal with those all day.
I think they would much rather that than someone running in behind them. Laverski going through 1v1, Flint going through 1v1, but I guess that as this game ticks on, Celtic will start pushing more and more forward. I would expect Hayes to go up front.
Ashworth Clifford. Fadach yn Irish gyda'i dy cwmal y dash. Doran bar. Nylas ym rhaid dwi'n afas y sy'n. Becan dy ffwch dy gystarin cychtyf ar y sy'n ciar y sy'n ar ysmi. Chi ydych fel ffwrdd yn y tosiach y rwy. Yn fani lwch taithach yn y clwchyd a'n cwtioch. Ylwstiach dy Celtic. Sadiq wie is falling. Emi heen wie van gelach hij emi heen kieuwje gekutje gehullig in een klokje dan. Macaroni. Hij Jinama shot was the fall of Natalie Ross. I guess well a bowl the goal stay Harawash get Doherty. Hayes Gairi McCunniff. I guess going to Luchtaichi Deval Gamishnig. Gepuchte gedauert geboord. Laverski, Duval. Bowlich and Tarsinia Harawatas and a Hulatinia Agusamach. And again, Amy, it's about composure when you get into the final third.
I think the last time you seen Sudoku on the screen there, she was saying to Celtic, calm. We need calmness. We need to calm down. And Laverski probably could have taken that a bit further because she's excellent at 1v1 because of her pace. But Flint had started to peel off and she's expecting that ball in there, and it's, you know, as the game creeps on, the pressure, the crowds, it's becoming more and more difficult for Celtic.
Among you, when you give way the senior, Barkley, fiechende goede macht, Laverski, agus staat se tune agus die via de paadje. Agus als je hier close Tash Flint ag noors in stati, agus sinne passe van Laverski fiechende vliegje. Frayne, Gidach go, Holcomb, Clark, Bowlard, Gallagher, Jenema, Punixon, Flint, Dies, Shaylikilla, Bowl for Makosha, and McLoney, Agus Ross. I think Natalie Ross has to be really careful here. She's getting involved herself in Macaroni every tussle, and she's on a yellow card.
I just wonder if there's going to be movement from the Celtic bench. I think that they've got players that they would be able to bring on and put into that position and just save themselves from going down to 10. If they go down to 10, it's going to be an even harder, more pressured situation for them. But they've got an opportunity here. Hayes is up, Flint's peeled off at the back.
Craig, Ashinro Ashketh Frayne. Ball through Agela. And you also begin to wonder, to think, Amy, Celtic obviously lost this title in the final seconds in the final day of last season. Do those doubts start creeping into their minds, the feeling that it's not going to go our way again?
It's two different situations, isn't it? One, you need to keep positive and faith in your teammates, have that confidence that they will actually score a goal. But if any of the players are feeling negativity and beginning to feel the pressure, and it's unlike players like Craig who just delivered that ball, she's usually exceptional where her ball's into the box, she's put it right into Frayne's hands. So you just wonder in terms of that execution if it is pressure or whether it's the fatigue element that we spoke about.
Well, Femi at spilnig aatje, ein aatje chudikin, aardig son, Hibs agus she van a cliché a dog Celtic, Abby Ferguson, ha dolle hinet. Agus Kirsty Morrison getolje, Leah Eddy Kucha getolje, agus Shannon Leishman at Junib. Leah Eddy's had a good game, Amy, and she's been out in recent weeks, so probably not 100% fit either.
You can see that she's got her knee taped up there and she's done a fantastic job. I think that her final third defending along with Murray's kept Hibernian in this game for so long, but they've put fresh legs on. They've got Leishman on, who's quick and will be able to help cover in that area. And then Ferguson as well will hopefully give them an out because she's very quick.
Chorus Kiet game Shannon Leishman Kuchuk. Eildas Giliora Kitchen Stig and Elena Gianna Kibbs. I guess Colette Kavanagh favors on a net. We're going to Nabi Ross the Glicket at the Vigatal yet. Nahacha. Ross who are the sewer get the shin. I la Tukchimas on Natasha Flint. I can know it. He's the ish and just get a shin a bowl of a gear is be a tulik the Barclay fine Nika. Nika the Dara Corum. He's an ocean ski the ish. He's a jail they're going to click it down. Abby Ferguson here too. Yakisha in his Tegan Bowie. Howley Dushan. Here's Shannon Leishman going to fat the follow the he's go Gallagher had a big massa as the game set a hated achik click at the late Gallagher game arche Ashworth Clifford did the puch the gemach on a line Gaka like Chloe Craig a China Sajui Kan ik even Dream Ross zeggen ze mag. I guess Darach als in het zien. I guess Natalie Ross, Chinye, and Kavanagh. Pretty much as we expected, Amy.
I just think you can't take the risk because as the game progresses, we're just about to hit the 80 minutes. Somewhere in between here and Broadwood.
Yeah.
As a trophy, and they're thinking, are Celtic going to nip this just at the end, or can we start making our way to a destination? And I think it's going to go to the wire by all accounts.
Well, remember last year that car had to do a 3-point turn. It was on his way here and then had to head back to Ibrox.
They'll definitely have the AC on today, that's for sure, if they're sitting in a transit van.
Ongu tegen de vruchtig Troja gaat Lena Gianna Kibbs het schisse Dion Fatiniskit. Hayes agus Barclay Telection Rowing moeie de duivhal. Hayes gaat goemaleste Haisha Schulting Spirit Samian Ayi Villegor Jishal Poppy Lawson Heine Count van de Vuit. Agus Norsen Bokum Chidach Rolachet. So Ashworth Clifford Igasa Satagashech Golaferski Ashworth Clifford I guess Joel Murray we should talk wiki game of Fata College Mongu Kavanagh I guess the Dish Shamakaloni Samatra Kjarst Luchtach Fiach die Tokalus en Skipach Kelly Clark Droch Val van een skipper Troje Katie Freen. Is Koskishin Tilly Yikin Sashin and Isha Stigana Chich Minachin Megede Rena Sadiku David Haley the Vengi at the Ruya Macha Unionish. I guess have it Tinach de Khadach Yachatain Marafaya to do la Yish as a Shin Triug for Kavanagh. No point today really of Celtic look like they're going to take command of this game. Hibs have come here and really made a game of it. Credit to them.
Murray's been exceptional in there, hasn't she, in terms of like the past kind of 5 minutes, the last ditch challenges, putting her body on the line, and that's what she's done for the majority of her career. And she's not given up even to the last minute of this, and she'll be looking at this going, we can go out here and, you know, I want to be, let's go out on a high. We're not going to concede today, guys. Like, keep the team, you know, going, keep fighting, let's keep going.
We know your agenda, Amy. You just want it for that five-a-side team.
Absolutely, Joelle. I hope you're listening to this post-match.
Hayes tuchtig suas en norin Yisha Jefferiano and norin. I guess Voaster, I father can give the puchtig. Abby Ferguson. And again, it's just indicative of where Celtic are. Amy, Caitlin Hayes, middle of the park, turning, taking a pot shot from that range. She is capable of it, but way it well over.
it epitomises the pressure that they're under, isn't it? And it's unfortunate because you would think that Elena's trying to get messages onto the pitch to be able to say, listen, we need her to keep calm, we need a calmness, we need to stick to what we do all the time, because that's what's got us this far in the season, and they're getting further and further away from this as it keeps going.
Katie Frein, Tokal Karsvuye, son of a Coscoonius, Hoskitulia, Levi Prepagavui, follow up. And the Kapaxipi Orisha. Frein. Marinta, Dorenbar, Humalastay. Kitlaferski Kair in Asloye, Natolasteko, Gallagher and Ishay, Goperhumaka Kitlaferski. Tarsing. Hayes, Angus Barclay in the state. Tegan Bowie, Gakudgets, Gapuchtig Tarsing. Ashworth Clifford, Nurin Yisha Bowline, Tarsing Surin Yacharo Ashk with Katie Frein. Agus the Ish Hanyar Kapak Sapira, the Katie. Agus Femi Ishvi Fankel Hashui, Karsvuye Hokel. I know she's looking to waste as much time as possible, Amy, but having picked up a yellow card, she needs to be careful as well.
I think that this is one of these situations where you've seen it creep into the women's game more and more. Not that I'm being cynical, she maybe has hurt herself just as she's landed there or went into camp. You can see Doran Barr's down as well. What a shift she's put in. But it could be really clever game management. However, us up here, we'll never know.
And this is it, when obviously the players have stopped, so it's a chance for Elena Siddiqui to get a final message to those players and just to remain composed, to wait for that one chance that might come and might win them the league.
Yeah, 100%. I think that you can see that actually the players, they need water. They've made a change at this point as well. You can see Barclay, who's absolutely spent, making her way up and down the wing all game. She's kind of in a slow walk round the pitch. But they really need to go for it. They've got nothing to lose now, Celtic, and I do think at some point, and it might be right at this moment because I can see her heading in the opposite direction, that Hayes is going to get flung up front, and it's worked for them before because she can win the ball. They've got the players round about her, Flint, Laversky, that can then go and get onto the kind of second ball. So it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out, because if you take her out the back line, there's no ruling out that if they transition quite quickly that Hibs might be able to get in behind.
Monglu idhine de dival sashinikil kilshen Mongiu de go Ash Karen get on line of Gian. I was going to go through Levy Puch the Caitlin Hayes. Kelly Clark. Mongiu, Tarsinko, Monglu, I shouldn't have thought screen triple as Gash and Shen, the Dunges, Monglu, Jayla. Achat Kumashuk go Hayes, Fudach Husakanoi, Lafersky, Hayes, Gairi Yadashach. Lafersky Fiach and the Rutikin Jeffrey, and Kavanagh. A toy of it, Gain, Shinny, Darakach. I guess Kaforstanach, Kelly Clark, the Darapal of Vinyaka Shinna Sharko, Lafersky Chase, Surin Yan, and Nurin Yul Chimika Lord and Doran Bar. I guess Hayes the fine sewer, Gedach Barawarti. I guess Tegan Bowie, Niachis the Pia Grand, Snapullian Magedic, Flint has to the Fath, Koshach, Gnida Van Monglu, Joel Murray, Gaina Fallab, I guess Macaloni. There'll be Mark Kuchach coming in the path kit. Shen. At na Nyeki in Celtic, agus Lafersky ka Graku with Ashko, Ashworth Clifford had a cool legach. Lies, Drach Bau, agus Again, it's the wrong choice of ball, Amy. Ashworth Clifford was wide and she went for the high ball, which was easy for Katie Frayne.
We'll see more and more of this though, because actually it looks as if Celtic are just trying to get the ball into the box, but Hibs can't actually get up and get out, so it's so crowded in there that their only option at the moment is to be able to play the ball high into the box as a cross, or else they're going to have to shoot from distance.
While we're on a break, Amy, who's your player of the game today?
Well, it's absolutely not because I want her for my five-a-side team. So it's because she's been tenacious in there. She's put her body in the line. I think she's made some fantastic last-ditch challenge, and it's Joelle Murray for my player of the match today.
Joelle Murray. Sigén McGiddy at the Hibs. Cosney dúr start flicket of the game. Agus mar a haar ich groentje. Is toch gyda i la Hibs a Leferski le Coram. Dish Joelle Murray as a rod. Leferski is toch a fedi Coramele Plichiaco Kavanagh. Flint, Nurin Yisha, Rutikanianas and Chicken Vagedig, Gallagher, agus Dish, Sue, Kelly Kalshias, Monglu, Goshen, Monglu, Bal Tarsing, Gallagher, Hyundai do Fjar, agus has the Goramach, has the top, oh! Amy Gallagher in the tail line, agus toch get a shit at all. At de gelegen league. Wat doen hem kan ook houden met de Golsjach uit luchttuig. Het zien in de fout. Kelena Sadiku. Net bal in het huis. Kelly Clark. Skipper van Noringische Fletchen. And Amy, I thought that chance had gone. She turned the wrong way. But somehow she kept the ball and weaved her way through. And it was a very good finish.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that the cameras aren't focused on it now, but the Hibs players are absolutely dead on their feet, and that opportunity that came to Amy Gallagher's created by that. She shouldn't be in that space in the box, but she finds herself there. She manages to get turned and slots it into the corner. And you have to say now that Celtic are on the ascendancy for their first title.
Here it is again, Amy, and as I said, I thought she had maybe lost this chance when she turns away here rather than turning in, but she does ever so well after that.
It just comes off a foul, but the back line's just dropped. They probably wanted to be in the, in and around the kind of 6-yard line, but they're not there. They're deeper than that. They can't get pressure on the ball, and you have to give credit to Gallagher. She's been a great player for Celtic throughout the season. She keeps her calmness and slots it into the bottom corner.
Coach of Tulla Ricket at Amy Gallagher, Dayson Session, flick at Hibs, and Amy, having lost it in the final seconds last season, have they won it in the last few minutes here today?
I think, given that the way that the Hibs game have went recently, then in the past 10-15 minutes, absolutely. And I have to say, Joelle Murray's just about to depart the pitch, and Hayes is saying, listen guys, get over here and clap her off, and that's a real touch of class from Celtic today.
Wel, hij the 8th, Joelle Murray. Da league, Sheikh Kuchben Halappe, Koi Kuchben en league. Da ik het ook kechpes en Halappe, bij ik jure da wielen se Sheikh Gia Kuchben en Krinje, da wielen se Nuntje. Gau is toch een la père, weiche, neige père, weiche, naar Hookie Hibs mag, de Champions League en uit Bayern Munich. 4 juge die echt fiket blien. Agus, be my farce, en skip a coachy. Grant Scott I don't think I've ever seen this in a game, Amy. Well, the game is still going, but everyone stops to give it a guard of honour.
I actually think it's fantastic to see that, and it's a real credit to Celtic that they've actually gave the opportunity, but part of me for a fleeting second thought, I wonder if the ref's going to add the time on.
You know he will. Coach minute to go in your varach, and you can a minute to call Joelle Murray till yes Lisa Robertson, Carriage and Moore at the nation, with Melanie at the Kela. I guess a 4 game with Joelle Murray. Dogs fashion unie prindische, showy game kuchach. I guess the game with the Ashkatol. And not into Celtic and not the Khumar the show and ish. Not into Hibs. Pine Dash, Coenen. Wel car ele da kelle show like Park Celtic agus Hayes in ische dash Selena Gian for a femi V Populos in a sheen ag sechas an a count 9 gan sin agus a sinne de lí garach da skippe cuin an ché fiket de sta fuingach Celtic leis an nád hul na sé agus le ferski fiachan de close de fall of a shuva Lawson and nurig have a dara to line so good the machas a jallu gat Dolgal de Boschang Siobhan Hunter if Chinid Saisha Kushina machas on de Boschang Minach Gileach am in Navarus could be Marvahimi Krak could be Parach Gunyak in Yasali Looney Hook Joel Murray the Dolge. I imagine this will be taken short, Amy.
I think so, and actually I did think at the time Leversky had every right to go for goal, but she's probably a bit more relieved that they've got the ball in the corner and they can just see this game out, you know. And it will be interesting to know if the referee will add the time on, because we can obviously, it was meant to be 5 minutes, but we're on the 94th, so.
Tash Flint, Talichu, yeah, Leah Sonosha. I guess Siobhan Hunter, Kappa Gora, Shafiqan the Baulanka Kelmir in the Parkis, Tash Flint, Asara Dora. Celtic is on a bow, it's a game of Humala Kelmir in the Parkis. I mean, Navarus could be picking a Varakunya Varaka, can you show in a quick minute, and could be you minute jail out. We shouldn't open that the end of Haas. Kelly Clark, the skipper, Dolkolar. I guess Lanunya, like Broadwood of Rangers in the game, Achas and the Vinnick, Keith Kenyoni, I have a shin Jeffers to be, Magudiki Summer Show. I sat the Shech Achku Show. I guess Bokum, Piech and the Hillikel Stig and the Vox, like Celtic, I guess Kuchimakumalora, Gallagher, I in a follow up. 4 minutes into Univara, Kachin, a follow up. Ie McHayes, Jalik, this is shin. I guess Haas can you lad the goal mach. This Chiaco Lawson, Sinish, Chad the goal mach, but shin. A Kuchin, Bo Celtics in your shin, pull it in your kite. This a rage it. Ross Biddle, I guess Kunyat will hate you in the future. Tash Rangers, I guess at the Feichchen Keville Celtic at the dual line of show. I guess Gamachum Pachaganian skill at the Pinnick. Keith Kenyoni, Joe Potter, as a Jalla of a Shin Kuja Pichitul, Yisha, Joey Saison, Paravelat, Unchukbe, Vinny, Picormach, Kupen, Halape, Vinny Kuchakata, the Nui Hartsach, Vil Celtic at the Vinny League is on a here to it. Hat Chicken at Falavayanish, Natasha Flint, Ni Arches the Pig on Noshing and Ishtigron. Chin Paravelemi Gallagher, Kahut, I guess. Ashford Clifford, the Dolga Nosh and Chichas and a chicken Magediga Hosk. Chorus Minach of Arach in the Coke, the Varach de Khudamach. I guess Populos and a Chinamach van a cool Colette Kavanagh. Norsen Khudamachas and Prepamach, Hafiskavilla Shechat Kishin. Katie Frayne, could have wheeled Kolarska Gal Kudich go. Siobhan Hunter, Flint, the Sarah Duadilla, Kavanagh, go Gallagher. I guess Tarsin go Caitlin Hayes, have a Catholic Sipi Orisha, the bowl of the stay. Shen Devastagi. Ash go Kelly Clark and Luring Yisha Meraki and Onish. I guess Doherty, Lina G and Magedic. Id Ash go Caitlin Hayes, Shen Devastagi. I guess at Kerskilior, Liat Npath Kiklechki is on a bowl of Humal. I guess Shachat. Elena Sadiku, Coig Mias and Estoya Driakagal, I would say the Chichtalagal, Fran Alonso, Yamatu Emery or Jenison Kutcher, but the Gavi Hadish for you. Ach, Doya Podikin, and one Nerva Frenasach, skip by Kelly Clark, Evelyn Gia, Knack Quicket to the Celtic, Magedic Howe, after the Chichtal line, Highlight us the Chicken Magedic, Unuri, after the Vinix, the Minach and Magedic Bliana. I guess Amy Gallagher, they should hurl, Kutrimach, Coig, Harika Turl, Edesan, Kiuna Kielachushin, gonna click it on Maria McInerney, Joe the Stru Vasulan, I guess Bishan Fear, McIleor, gonna click it on Ella, Castoric, Caitlin Hayes, Adavina Kernach, as a skip our shop at the day, Sanach. Amy Gallagher, I could have game, Gumassa, game at the Ra, Achrain Yishi Jipper, I guess a game at Chalna Gadunia Varach, Kelsey Doherty, Le Savile and Mirvillach, but Kirsty Morrison as a kid lay, I guess game at the match of Tashingers and a Savile Kuchuk, I guess Amy Gallagher, Dol Noch and a skipper like Kelly Clark, I guess, well, had the Lawan eine de groen magedig agus Elena Sadiku hanne kistoi. Garchi do je klukak Celtic barach passive on a goal. Va Jeffrey Alonso. Agus ek kan haal had opbrige ga Soanjach le echtri Albanië nach echtri Kosovo. De duos voor gle. Agus Grant Scott hanne jak ma fask. De jichtel goed two wille vale. Agus Natasha Flint va klare sulige kreisje. Jay, the Hudiga Bulia, winning you again. I guess Colette Kavanagh, Grant Scott, a good foul to and the show. Look at that, and I guess Bulians, the Cholican, Hulichian, in the path. I guess Shinafay of an ish, because Jichadua Church guy, and Arthur, Suez, and a child, a Struig, Amy Gallagher. I guess a Kel, a Hikishidi. Celtic, she henna bajo enyama the show maar look at that. I guess Isha had a tull or good had a jichtle horse the Elena Sadiku Stuart Cook Miasen son op het bij de groei gasten is vaak man ervach die McKinney I guess Amy Gallagher Ajish Joe the Strug Lisa Robertson, Stu Pasture, wie echt een pick and Viens en bij Ashes, squads en Shech in Megiddo. Dat pick echt Lucas, Vasculine, Kutcher coming over us. Hij is de klikken dan Excel dat je kaal, Mollig, de luchttuig, je duw wel op, Kore Shech, Miele, je had voedige brein, Paatke Celtic, als een fijntje, de skipperke, de tokal, de duos. Hij is La Morrison, Sadiku, Kasonretje, Hannekivo, Everton for a right now. Coach Academy, I guess shot get the vein a coach the dash do against the Duane Kutjach. She shot here op het woorden hadden we eigenlijk, I guess say the doers woorden vind ik. As Joey Pick and Vincent as an op het, I guess behind je genish Janiat. The kudat the skipper shot, het hokat the kudat flick it aan a share Sheikh Kini Kapal Kosher Champions League ja Kutjach in na is en hele te gebied son Leeds Natasha Flint te Gumal. Son and Maheson, I guess. As the look at that, Haas, the good Melanair, the Kayla, I guess the coach, me and the Pathke, I guess Pat Sash and the Fave, Lisha Dashpanic, the Duo Show Check, the Dashia Skamiko.
Tapelesse Kuchera Alec uit wel onmogelijk. Celtic, snu minutje met jede geilat. Snu pikken binnetje met jede genteten ze ga je jichtel agus wel. Ha dit. Jera Rutte jeno gaf heen en Sean Ju. Bunjik jichtel snu minutje met jede een tulbo Amy Gallagher en Jeffer agus wel. Gartje kuljar eter na klichter en Elena Sadiku who kutrmak. Ze ha isje edvis na koik miasen met jede. Wat al itera Amy McDonald them hebben draaste. Amy, I'm almost lost for words here. Minutes away, Celtic lost it minutes from the end of last season. Here they are doing the reverse this time around, their first ever league title. Wow.
And behind us as they try and get everything onto the pitch. But I think over the course, Hibernian deserve a lot of credit because they made it very, very difficult for Celtic today. But if there was a player that was going to pop up and be calm in the moment, then it's Amy Gallagher.
And just fantastic scenes behind us here. Kelly Clark, of course, she'll be the one lifting the trophy. This will mean so much to so many people involved here at Celtic.
I think it's been a long, long journey. They've put a lot of investment into the club. I think for a long time it was one side that dominated that, and that was Glasgow City, and now there's a three-way race, and it's been like that for 2 seasons. But this is it's special. I was involved in it at Rangers last year, and the first one is historic. So, and you come, of course.
Well, delighted to be joined by Celtic manager Elena Sadiku. Elena, how are you feeling? Do you have any words at this moment in time?
Listen, I'm just so proud. Wow, we never stop, and I'm so happy for the girls. So happy. They just deserve this so much, and I'm just the proudest I can be right now.
Were you calm? Were you calm through the whole?
I was calm until we scored the goal. That's when I went local.
Yes.
But yeah, it's. I love this team so much, and I'm just so proud.
Elena, just a roundabout how you were feeling towards the end of that game there, because
I don't know if you saw some changes we did.
Yep.
So I put Caitlin high up, trying to force it a little bit more, and in the end, we got what we got.
Can you almost sum up? You've only been in the job 5 months, and here you are lifting Celtic's first ever league trophy. I know Alec asked you before the match, did you dream about it? But it's happened.
It's happened, and I'm so happy for the girls, for the club, obviously for myself, but you know, I came here to do something good, and I think I managed it pretty well right now. But it's thanks for all the players, and I'm just so happy.
Just finally, Elena, of course, lifting the trophy here as well at Celtic Park in front of your fans. What does that mean?
Just look at this. Look at this. I'm beyond without words. Like, these fans are amazing, and this is for them, for all the support, for the club, for the players. I'm just so happy.
I'm looking forward to lifting the trophy, I'm sure. Elena,
enjoy your night tonight.
Thank you.
Elena, thank you so much.
Thank you for the
well
season.
Done. Well done.
I'll see you next season.
Yes, you will indeed. And yes, Amy, what a job she has done. It was a rocky start, 2 defeats in her first 2 matches, but here she is.
It's really interesting because, you know, a lot of people are probably sitting at home going, it's going to be amazing, and what a night out they will have. But the reality of it for a manager is they'll have a great night out tonight, and then tomorrow they'll start to have to negotiate contracts, release players, so it's really difficult, and it's important in these moments that you take it in and you enjoy every second of it.
They will indeed enjoy every second of it, and really special as well. Like we were just talking to Elena there about winning it here at Celtic Park in front of over 7,000 fans. It means an awful lot to a lot of people.
It does. I just would say for the Scottish women's game to grow, we need these supporters to transition, to be able to come in, week out, to be able to support the teams, because that's what's going to drive it forward. And it's going to, the big thing is, for me, regardless at any team, it's the young girls that are in that going, do you know what, I can be a professional footballer and one day I can play here. And Suzanne and I maybe never had the same opportunities, but it's been amazing to watch the growth of the game.
For you today in this match, of course, the league wasn't necessarily won just here today. There's 31 other matches. It's of course won in a split second. Over the piece, were they the best team in the league, do you say?
If you win the league, you're the best team in the league. I think that's the thing, and I think if it's going to go back to anything, and Rangers will be kicking themselves, because I think for them it's the Hearts game that have cost them this title. If they would have got a draw from that or 3 points, it would have been a different story and gone into this game differently. But the only people that can take responsibility for that is Rangers, and Celtic have stayed consistent and managed to get through.
Just finally as well, one person I do want to mention, he's not here today, but Fran Alonso. Of course, he was the manager for the first 6 months of this season. It did come down to goal difference. 13-0 against Aberdeen earlier on in the season. The start of the season, 9-0 against Montrose. You know, he had his part to play as well, and the goal difference was key.
The goal difference is key, but I think going into today's game, everyone didn't want it to go down to that, because if it goes down to that, then, you know, there's a debate about whether, you know, do you deserve to win the league, is it not? At the end of the day, Celtic have got the 3 points today, and that's what's got them over the line.
It is indeed. I have to ask as well, Hibernian, massive credit. Of course, the title race is the story today. Hibernian, they gave it... Rangers can't have any criticism about Hibernian today. They've played their part and made it really difficult for Celtic.
I just think it spoke so much volumes, because I'm looking down onto the pitch, and at the point where Celtic scored, I think there was at least 7 players just lying on the ground, absolutely exhausted. And that's because they would have wanted to have done everything to go out, not to defeat Celtic, but to give Joelle Murray the send-off that she absolutely deserved, and I'm delighted to see the players gave her that respect today.
Yes, in our final game in Hibs colours. Amy, thank you for now. Hashing a drast, well, a hoop a dollar hot shack at the drast, is machine hashing a doll, Edash, go Alec.
Kind to Joelle Murray, agus Hibs, Judach Marading, Celtic in the Heen yet, at the line, Stray, Yenomach, with Falcher, a dash to the fat, can give it the douche, agus, Shinafay, the Shikukitan, Shiligadash, the fat, agus, Hibs to the Vifeo Kufurachal, had Hartunlar, the Hokal, agus, Rose Riley, Che Panya, Slee, van Teul, Hakadar Jamach, Fiona Nikedud, van een SWPL is Julie Keo, Scottish Power, come on, Teich, this game, Torchemach, Duish, agus, well, Harawachke, the tune that Katu Vele, Valaju, Chuma Tora, Kapatka Celtic, agus Megedig Howl, Duish, the Heen, a shock of share, Balaglas, Hofer, the Hook, skipping a fair, Celtic, a Jicht Lachas and a J, here Turus, Hada, Hichtel. Pniav League na fair is Pniav League na ban idda vieke Loon Club agus Rippingen Uanja Skel Pishin it Dolgan a Dressar ac Celtic as Joey game Cardish Chicht Lille at the Vinnick Dacense Rose Riley na Poskada Inish ac Celtic agus Kelly Clark Niach Kuntish Chuma Hoped na Rachai Gor Wan Unia a forfar a torch skipper a mach Ienes Elena Sadiku, Flukitan, Chinamach and the Stray. Agus Chloe Craig, Chia had to be Shona Sacha, Natinia Sepiela, Niana Albert Craig, Agus Lamore, Yisha Megidda Cowl, Nat Ross, Flukitan Ella, Clef Kavanagh, Shaw Dres Turis, Aisha the V Celtic, Caitlin Hayes, Ella be Hokutramach, the Daysan, Ulla Chinamach. An the Stray, Fedish na Buinach Gain. Fine in our Dunlar, a Jalava Hokal. I guess a Jalava Vies, as the Pepper the Neach, Kamadach, at the Doltroya, fine the Buin. Natasha Flint, to here, Chia had a goal in an Artula, Celia Barclay, Likivorka, Shenna game of Jew, Docherty, or Savali and Merville, Jew, Sun Celtic, Chia, a kill at the Rose Riley. Kelly Clark op de rast. Kelly Clark. Agus a Gila Baishikra pair of Gutige Viachke, Asian Plaid the Horse gan a Nian and Oka, China Sajoya, Amy Gallagher, Van Agashka Haju, who had the toll the game. I guess Caitlin Hayes took out Rose Riley. Chinkina could do with that. She is the Caitlin Hayes in pre-shell. I guess Bulletin you find Mollig, Rose Riley, Leah Troya. I guess Hat Gobian, straight Chinko Count. Yes, Kelly Clark, Faye the Shachorum. Gol Suas, look at the Magedig, the Vies, in the North Dunlap. Borna Khalat, Ulla Kaunanish, yes, Kelly Clark, Jimmy Gedigat Suas, Elena Sadiku Initiative, the Vrain, the Shabotach, and Yellis Medoction shot, Stations, Eastishin, Fiachi Hakish, Dira. Lena Sadiku, Coalition, no Jacka that whip is a Coalition in. Pick and Vinich in the dash, Aisha, Jimmy Gedigat all, Suas at Port the Nartúnla sin agus I find bound the hen agus Kelly Clark a fair gefurchnach because the judge the coach Ach Suas Shechatar Fiona Nikadud to Shechat bound Magedig agus Kelly Clark at the Slea the Hookbit they may have the Jala Vine a Doshakata Rose Riley Fiona Nikadud agus Julie Keogh Dollar Horcha Hookbe agus Soon Jala Vela Kelly Clark agus Rose Riley Flicketan Fasan Oshal in Artúnlar Hemi Yukulitin Tua Shukal Con Lisha Hookbe agus Magidig Howell Futig Kelly Clark Magidig Howell the fine Uachrinus Either Duish Voort agus Queen to Lochtaiks to Flicketan a shot Gavi Cahoon the Shears agus Safeo Shadua Shahokal Kelly Clark Ford I is a Duke Hookbit of Suas it's on Celtic Kelly Clark Celtic Magidig Howell the Pinnick Priab League Naban it's on a Kia Duad agus Kelly Clark Juchad het Soul Gema Minatjuch Eda Hookbe heen se les skipper Caitlin Hayes Call I can oi agus Elena Sadiku Javis Shinna Keelach a Yisha agus Chloe Craig I should have been shot fat a Kilior agus a Yadi in the door Shanaini heen Tash Flint a Hanneke Stui a Gam Kutrimach and Days and so good Until Giak agus a party a Chriachnik Royd a Tosh Rish a Haduris is on skipping the band ag Celtic had Chichtal Priab League na ban Hokal agus Biat but I'm a gra Dolostay in a Champions League call the Rangers in Nahesan agus am Kinach in the kitchen is Shomarak Balkosha Koprach Biat the Nyarstach Nuringa Klikita and Nahumal a manager in Ishuin Kabishi Shock you in Nahesan Shinunju na Go Padach in Cafe mat Tokale show Nyarstach agus mar bheith éimi gra cúteach céimar a súring the Celtic chan van Celtic al cossin na ban gilead barach flochtaich a chumal amach gus a bí láichin éile mar seo acin da bblion na seo I chéile a réis is an a tíchtal le gol chan a lí chan a minachin chan a chicken me gidig agus I duras a crown na norstan the hiúnda a dúnsa Celtic fer the hiúnda ja na nua i nuri éimi Gallagher a bliana leis a túil ha me gédig hawl in de tíchtal a vinnig geisen agus a na léintsin tí achge Jishal leis an achgal champions ora agus als toch in Union vinnig skippen a fer Jake do dat de ga da hecht ek nu naam agus in is ruchke in a club Kiri in de cricket en go nu Jalan Hokalach alloch taich Kiri a fanchen het tu wel in de paad gekutjach nakle rosse Peter gol gaat Peter het chef het kasvoeje agus na cricket aan het al nu Shelting duas agus Shinitish go Coram go da Shears got Michael agus na huyen hake
a pleasure Gujera Alec as well Shine Celtic a Tokal a heet groepe die of Achgesen nan echter as Soltera gewil Suzanne Lappen the Hervedrasse Suzanne, wow, thank you for joining us firstly, but Celtic winning their first ever league title, just what a moment for everyone at the club.
Yeah, it's massive. You know, Amy touched on it. You know, the best team always wins a league. You know, it's so hard to win league titles. You know, a season is a roller coaster, ups and downs. You know, when Elena came in, you know, they were points behind in the league to turn that around and, you know, win the league here today in front of, you know, 7,500 supporters. You know, what a moment for them. As a former player, all I can say and advise is drink it all in, lap it up, enjoy the moments because they are so, so special.
Last year it was Lauren Davidson who scored the decisive goal that won Glasgow City the league title. This year, Amy Gallagher. I mean, what a moment for her. This is 90 minutes. Amazing for her.
Yeah, no, amazing. You know, we love a bit of late drama in the SWPL, but you know, Amy Gallagher, who, to be honest, I thought was quiet for a large part of the game, but that's that's what she's renowned for. You know, she's the Players' Player of the Year for Celtic, the top goal scorer, and that's why, you know, moments like that, you know, she gets lucky with the break of the ball to come back to her, but what composure with, you know, 4 Hibs players round her, and the only way she was going to beat Katie Frayne today was in the bottom corner. It's right there, you know, what a moment for her, what a moment for her family, and what a moment for her teammates and the staff.
Yeah, Amy, quite fitting, I suppose, that it was Amy Gallagher. Suzanne said it there, maybe didn't have her best game in a Celtic jersey this afternoon, but she's been so vital for them all season, with goals, with assists.
Yeah, and I think that she obviously was at Hibernian for a number of years and then came over to Celtic, but a bit of luck because she was trying to play on Flint at the edge of the box and it bounced back into her favour because it allowed her to get turned. But I think she's been a really dominant player for Celtic this season. She's definitely, you know, helped push up their goal tally along with Flint. So, and deservedly so. I think that, you know, she slotted it in so calmly because so many players would have tried to have put so much pace and power on that, but she just slots it in.
Suzanne, I asked Amy this earlier on, but over the piece of the season, of course, it did come down to goals in the end. Were Celtic deserving? Obviously, the team who comes first usually is the best team in the league, but over the piece, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I do think so. Listen, you know, we've got a really competitive league now. You know, as you say, that's 2 seasons in a row where we went into the final day with, you know, potential different teams to win the title. But, you know, I'm a big believer that the team that stands here at the end of the season with the trophy deserves it. You know, I think over the piece, you know, Celtic and Rangers have both dropped points. You know, as of City, who sort of fell out of it sooner. But, you know, I think credit to Celtic, they were out the cups as well. You know, this is the only one they had to go for. Let's be honest, it's the one they wanted, it's the one that's eluded them so far, and, you know, for me, you know, as I say, anybody that stands there with a winner's medal round their neck deserves it.
And as we hear, You'll Never Walk Alone behind us here, is probably fitting now to say the first ever time the same club has won the men's and the women's league, Celtic. It's a massive day for the football club, and it'll mean so much to so many people, particularly the money they invested over the last few years. You've mentioned there they've won the Scottish Cup, they've won the League Cup, been in the Champions League, but this is the one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the one they've wanted. You know, obviously the men's team has been successful for so long, but the women's team, you know, this is their first league title. It's so important. You know, yes, you want to win cups, you want to win every competition that you're in, but, you know, winning a league title, it's special. It's the first for the club. You know, in a return for that investment and, you know, special moments and special scenes.
Amy, just getting close to the end of the programme now. However, Celtic were, of course, minutes away from a trophyless season, which hasn't been the case for them for the last few seasons. That goal is absolutely enormous for them to keep that going, and of course, like we keep saying, their first league title.
Yeah, and it was, you know, Suzanne and I once played here, and it was really nice actually, because I seen a guy called, you won't know who he is, but Angus Johnson, who took pictures and has took pictures, and it's some of our only memories that we had as players because there wasn't this coverage. And I think, as amazing as it is, I lay down a challenge to the clubs in Scotland because they still need to do more.
Yes, well, delighted now to be joined by Kelly Clark, Celtic captain. Kelly, I'll shake your hand first. Congratulations. Firstly, sum up lifting the league trophy, Celtic's first ever league title.
Amazing. It's probably not set in. I don't really have the words. At 85 minutes, you start to doubt it, and I should never have doubted it. The girls are unbelievable, and that's just a moment that I will think about for the rest of my life.
Well, you mentioned there you maybe doubted it, you shouldn't have. What was the moment when, hopefully you can hear me, what was the moment like when Amy Gallagher scored? How are you feeling at that point?
Absolute elation. To do it here, in front of the crowd, in front of our families, for it to be Amy Gallagher, who's got family history with the club, like, it's just it was such a special moment. Almost written in the stars, just genuinely brilliant.
Not that it matters anymore, but Rangers did win. Were you aware that they had scored at all? Even from the crowd filtering down, were you aware of it at all?
No, I didn't know today. To be honest, unless it was a rugby score, it didn't matter today. I expected them to win. They're a full-time team playing against a part-time team in the 32nd game of the season. they've got a lot of quality. I didn't expect anything less than a Rangers win, but I knew that if we did our job, then it wouldn't matter. So I wasn't aware. Last year was different, but today I didn't know.
You needed to do the job, and you did do that. From you, Kelly, of course, there was disruption this season, manager change. You went out of the Cups. What was key then in getting this league title over the line?
The energy in the dressing room. The girls are brilliant. They're such a good bunch. You know, we had a couple of chats after the manager change, after they getting put out of the Cups, and they just, it's a group of girls that wants to do well for each other. You know, we spoke one day about what it would mean to lift the trophies, and multiple people spoke about the fact that they really wanted to do it because there's girls here that have given their life to the club. You know, and you're almost tearing up hearing that they want to do it for you, basically. No, it's just a group of girls who, especially over the last couple of months, have really bonded, and like I say, there was a desire to do well for each other, and I think, you know, you've seen it week in, week out in the league since then.
Kelly, many congratulations. Enjoy the celebrations now.
I will.
Well, delighted now to be joined by, subbed in for Kelly, will be Amy Gallagher. Amy, congratulations. Sum it up. Do you have any words after that 90 minutes?
Unbelievable. I thought it was getting towards the end of the game. Sorry, I've lost my voice. And I was getting worried, but obviously you kind of get that one chance, and thankfully I managed to put it away.
Our monitor has gone a wee bit ski-whiff at the moment, so we'll try to sort that because we want you to see
I've not seen
your
it back
winning
yet.
goal.
It'd be nice.
But for you, on the pitch there, Kelly said she maybe doubted things, maybe up till the 85th minute. What were you thinking up until the last minute? Were you always hopeful?
Well, I think so. I think we had most of the ball. We were dominating the game. We had a few chances. Maybe it wasn't going our way, but obviously I was just thinking to myself, I could get that one chance, and thankfully I managed to go in the back of the net. It's unbelievable.
Let's have a look back at your goal then, because yes, this will be, we were mentioning there Lauren Davidson's, everyone remembers that one. Everyone will remember this goal. What does it mean to you scoring that goal?
Honestly, the best day of my life. Honestly, it's such a good feeling.
And of course, there we go.
I didn't know what to do when I scored either. Unbelievable.
You did celebrate, of course, with your fans. And for you as well, doing it at Celtic Park in front of over 7,000 fans, that must make it even more special. Yeah,
I think obviously we've got a good backing from our fans this year. Obviously getting 7,000 for the last game is unbelievable. So yeah, it's for the fans, and it's nothing less than the team deserve as well.
Yeah, you certainly enjoyed that one. Listen, Amy, before we let you go, this season, what was key for you? I was speaking there with Kelly, of course, a bit of disruption, change of manager, but you managed to get it over the line. What was key?
I think we were probably written off as a team before the season even started, and I think we've just kind of kept our heads down and done the business. And no, we're top league for a reason. We've won it for a reason, and there's none less than the team deserves. So I'm very happy for everyone.
And you've of course got family history here at Celtic, and you've done it yourself. So for you personally, extra special.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I've got my family here as well in the stands, my wee niece. So it's just unbelievable feeling.
No, fantastic. Amy, look, we'll let you go and enjoy the celebrations now. I'm sure you will enjoy them as well. But Amy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I will let you go now. And yes, we'll let you go. Thank you. Suzanne, you can turn on two mics now. Yes, Suzanne, we chatted with Amy there. Fantastic seeing her goal as well, because we're just seeing there the family history as well. It just means so much to Amy, of course.
Yeah, it does. You know, as you say, with the family history, you know, she's talking about her wee niece there, you know, and being that sort of role model as well. And, you know, these are days that, you know, Amy and I will tell you when you're retired, and, you know, maybe not so many pictures and videos to look back on, but these are such special moments that you want to remember and, you know, savour it and enjoy the moments.
And Amy, I make it 6 of the starting lineup today started the last game of last season. So you wouldn't say it was a big overhaul from Celtic over the summer or over the course of the season. They've almost been building up to this league title, haven't they?
I have to say that I think the key change for Celtic was Flint coming back in the January window. I think that before that, I was looking at them and I go, you know, yeah, Gallagher was scoring goals, but I think Flint coming back kind of sent a message to everyone that, you know, we're going to go for it again. And she was such a pivotal player in contention last season. And when she came back, you're thinking, right, okay, this is going to get a lot tougher, because she is a top quality player, and it's testament to the league that you can attract a player like that back.
Absolutely. And I suppose, would you go along with that, Tash Flint? Amy Gallagher maybe even changed her position a wee bit. She got far more assists, didn't she? And just the extra firepower up top.
Yeah, that's probably the most, that I think from Tash Flynn coming back. It's what allowed Amy Gallagher to then do as well. The combination play between the two of them. Amy Gallagher was involved not only scoring and being Celtic's top goal scorer, but involved in so many of Celtic's big goals. As Amy said, Tash Flynn, she's a wonderful striker, and it is at that top end of the pitch. You need that firepower, you need the goals, and they've certainly had that from the two of them this season.
You say top end of the pitch, though, getting the goals. Chloe Craig has chipped in with over 10 this season. Caitlin Hayes, what more can you say about her? It's all over the pitch. Every single player from Celtic have played their part.
I think particularly with Hayes, because, like I was saying up in Pocoms, any time that Celtic get a set play, a corner, a free kick, you're thinking they're going to score. It's more that they're going to score than they're not going to score. And that's what Hib's done exceptionally well today, to be able to stop her scoring. But she's been pivotal. Chloe Craig's exceptional as well. The quality of delivery and balls that she puts into the box has been excellent all the way throughout the season. But she's always done that for a long time. And I think that, listen, all the players deserve credit when it gets to this point of the season.
Suzanne, from you, Celtic, of course, made it quite difficult for themselves at times today. That they weren't playing with that fluidity we've seen from them all throughout this season. And for them to get this over the line. Oh, actually, pause that question because we've got someone very special just now joining us. Caitlin Hayes. Caitlin, sum up. You've won the Scottish Cup. You've played in the Champions League with Celtic. You won the League Cup. The first ever league title for Celtic now. Sum it all up.
Tell you what, you don't have to start with the easy question, do you? It's out of this world. It's something that I think it feels more special because it's been such a long journey from when we started with Fran and obviously now Elena. It's all been a process and it's been a journey that ultimately we wanted this outcome, but obviously every season starts the same, and last year we weren't fortunate enough for the dice to roll our way, but today we took control of the season, we took control and had it in our hands the whole time, and thankfully we've not let it slip despite leaving it maybe a little too late for my nerves.
Any doubt in your mind? I keep asking every player who comes and speaks to us, but any doubt in your mind that the goal was coming?
No, never really? In doubt. I never give up doubt, I never give up belief in this team. It's just something that they continue to do. Whether it's five-a-side at training, everybody wants to win, no matter if it's the last second of the game, and credit to Amy G, she took a moment and she deserves this.
You're probably backing yourself to score a goal yourself. But
yeah.
Look, of course, you mentioned there it didn't quite go for you last season at the end. Does that make this win even more sweeter? The fact that you had the pain of last season?
Yeah, of course, something always means more when you know what the opposite of it is, and we definitely felt the opposite of it this time last year. There was dark moments in this camp, and some people didn't come back, and then the ones that stayed have bounced back, and we made a promise to each other that was a feeling that we had and we didn't want again, and that's been a fuel the whole time, and definitely today it was something that we spoke about in terms of once having that feeling, and we didn't want to ever experience that again. So credit to the girls, every single one of them stood up.
And credit to yourself as well. So celebrations now?
Yeah, just wanted to.
Good stuff. Look, enjoy the off season now, and congratulations once more, Caitlin. Congratulations. Yes, well, Unjana Sarflichaderen, Ike Celtic and Hayes and said Caitlin Hayes. We may as well talk about her one more time because we've spoken about her plenty this season as well, Suzanne. What a huge player at the back and of course up top too.
Yeah, she's massive for Celtic. She
just
is always...
height. Just her height.
See, scoring headers isn't always about height, but she's certainly very good at it. But no, seriously, she's been so important for Celtic, at the back, but at the top end of the pitch as well. You always, think she's going to score a goal. As Amy said, you do think more often than not she's going to put the ball in the back of the net.
You almost thought she was going to pop up because the amount of times she's broken the deadlock or equalised for Celtic,
yeah.
you thought it was going to be her.
So many important goals. Celtic are renowned for their set pieces for that reason alone. You could see she was the target. Listen, whether she scores or not, she's been such a huge player for Celtic over the years and this season as well.
Amy, just finally a few minutes left. This title race this season, once again going to the last minute. The SWPL, it's not too bad, is it?
No, it definitely isn't, and I think that, there's a lot of work that goes on in behind the scenes, and yous have obviously been in the journey as well. But I can't emphasise enough now, it's the clubs need to drive it again, because we need to go again, we need to move again, we need to get more supporters in, and that's why we all want a title race. It's not good for you guys. It's not good for the guys that are carrying all the equipment because they don't know where they're going.
No.
But it pulls in press, media, and that's what you want. You want players to be able to see it. You want supporters to be able to come out and watch it. And that's what's going to continue the growth of Scottish women's game.
Absolutely. Well, we can have a look at the results and final table of the league season. Agus well, Virsing Sulaikerach in the Kemichen Ela Hedevitol a Jew agus well a chlár a dosha Celtic Ike a Vulach Ochit Saga Puing Bad Kiyun and Le Rangers Rangers ed Ochit Puing Ein Kucho. Celtic supporters will be looking at that table for many years to come. All summer I bet as well, Suzanne. Just final word really from you. What a season it's been for them.
Yeah, what a season it's been for Celtic. As I said, you know, that's the one when they set out at the start of the season, that's the one they had their eye on, that's the one they wanted. And, you know, obviously for the women's team to end up there, you know, they wanted it for so long, and obviously the men's team being there as well. So, you know, a great weekend all round and, you know, a great season all round for Celtic. And
they'll, of course, be back next season as well. Glasgow City will be back. Rangers could actually finish this season with a double, so I'm sure they're all ready to do it all again.
Yeah, exactly. As Amy said, you know, we need the fans here to do it all again with us. You know, it's important that we keep growing the game. Scenes like today are scenes that Amy and I didn't have. You know, we need to keep growing. We need to push boundaries, and you know, hopefully next season we'll see the same again. Another competitive league going to the wire.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's Taxi Sunday, not Helicopter Sunday anymore in the SWPL, but that's what it's always going to be now. Amy, thank you so much for your contribution today. Suzanne as well, thank you both as well for your contribution this season. Agus well, Shin Chavor Voing and shot at BBC Alpa. Celtic at a league of Wonachug Ike Ichaun Hall. Snabikan Vinachin Meyedig, Highlat Snabikan Vinachin Meyedig, and Tate well. Hasan at the Chief of Achison of Wonachug. Now the 8-3.